Howdy, howdy.
Good morning.
Good evening.
We are everywhere, aren't we? Oh man, it's good to see you guys. I am still light one YouTube account, but next week maybe. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Lindy? You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I can't believe it's Monday morning already, so another week starts. Yeah. It's like I blinked and the weekend was over, so it'd be nice to have that weekend back. But anyway,
weekends go by quick, or the whole week goes by quick. I lose track of the days.
I know,
Right?
Christmas is coming, isn't it? Bit sad.
Change the clocks next week.
I know. I hate it. I hate it so bad. That's gonna drive me nuts. That means I'm gonna wake up at like 2:30 or 3 every morning now. No. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They need to
We
leave it
changed
alone.
ours a few months ago, and yeah, I hate it. I have trouble working between the time zones. That's my big thing.
So that means next week, Lindy, it's an hour earlier for you.
Earlier. Oh gosh. Wow. Okay. It's all right for me. I get up early, but some of my other meetings, they're going to be an hour earlier. That's going to be hard. Yeah. But this one's okay for me.
So how's everybody out there doing?
I am distracted.
Not you.
Now I know you were talking to me, but I got stupid. I got Instagram open over here and Rumble open over here and X, and I'm like, all right, I'm trying to figure out how this works because I'm trying to boycott YouTube. So I gotta figure out. There's such a bunch of snotty people. Hey, there we go. We got somebody talking to me on Rumble.
Oh, hi Todd. Like Lindy and Michael found you on Rumble. Yay.
That's awesome. Thanks so
much. You found Todd on Rumble.
For sure.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'll move over soon.
We're gonna need it. I was on X a little bit earlier with Sean Baker, and we had a little talk about that because I'm like, this is perfect because I am a man without a YouTube channel right now. So we had a little talk about that you can speak for your on X and Rumble for sure, and that with the up and coming events that are going to be coming, if a certain person gets elected and brings a certain person into their cabinet, it's not going to be good for I don't know, big drug dealing people, let's say. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see how it goes.
I always see you sitting on his hands trying not to say anything bad.
Exactly. I get so annoyed. Hey, look at that. A fellow Montanan. Northeast Montana. That's awesome. And don't hold this against me, I'm in Bozeman, but I know that it's land of the blue, but we were here before that. So just to give you an idea.
Oh, Karen. Hi.
Thank you so much for coming on, Karen.
So this is going to be hard because all our regulars are going to have different names on Rumble, so we're not going to be able to know who's who. But we're glad you made it here.
Be a guessing game.
We're gonna get our memories are gonna get a lot better. Let's put it that way for sure. That's awesome.
Peachy.
Hi, Peachy.
How did you do this week? That's what I want to hear.
Yep.
You fell off the bandwagon a little bit last week, and I want to know how you're doing this week.
For sure. Well, we're waiting for people to put some questions in. Oh, here's my neighbor just across the way. From Idaho. Hi, Lisa.
Idaho. Hi, Lisa.
Yeah. Let's see. I had a new ribeye experience today, which I didn't know existed. So I'll talk about that because I went to a different butcher than I usually go to. One of my favorite old butchers. And I went there, howdy, from Nova Scotia. That's awesome. You know, I think that's my motherland, actually, where my ancestors are from. But I got so I didn't go to Costco today. I was my mom needed Neosporin. So I went to a different place and I was like, I wonder I'll go see what this butcher has that used to be my favorite butcher, and then they changed stores, and I hadn't been in there since they'd sold to a bigger branch. And I thought, well, maybe the butcher's still good, and sure enough, it is. The butcher is still good. But yeah, I was in there, I was talking to him, and even mentioned the whole carnivore stuff because I was asking him a lot of very specific questions about meat, and he's like, "Do you own a restaurant or something?" Because I was being picky, and I said, "No, I just eat a lot of ribeye." And but anyways, we were talking, and he talked me into buying a choice grade. Because I said, let's try one of your prime rib roasts. One of your 18-pound subprimal prime rib roast. And he brings me one out. It's like, okay. And he brings one out, but I see choice on the package. He goes, "This is choice, but it's 100% Angus choice." And I was like, It was more expensive. It was about $5 more a pound than USDA Costco choice for $4.50 or $5 a pound. So it was a little steep, but he goes, "But this is better than USDA Prime." And I'm like, "Oh, you just had to say it, didn't you?" And so I was looking at it, and it did look like a beautiful cut of meat. I'm like, dang it. So I ended up buying that thing, and I just ate 2 ribeyes out of it. It's the best ribeye I ever had. It was so good. I was so mad because I did not want it to be better than the cheaper meat that I was buying. It was so much better. So, I have a new drug now. That butcher's got me by the cojones.
He hooked you in, Todd.
He did. It was probably like street drugs where he gave me his best package, right? Give him the good stuff to hook the new customers.
Yeah. But how much would that cost you to eat the 2 ribeyes compared to what you would have Ubered? Are you saving money still? Like, if you look at it that way,
yeah, fortunes.
yeah, still saving money.
It would have been one of Todd's orders.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, so I got 19 pounds of meat for what I would have spent on 3 orders, probably 3 orders. So it would have been 3 days worth, and this is going to last me this lasts me 5 days. So it still is almost 38% cheaper or something.
Yeah. And then you add your fasting days in there and just
piece of cake.
Got it. So spoil yourself, enjoy it.
I'm going to enjoy that whole thing. It's all sitting in the mini fridge right now because I unwrap it and I let it dry out in the mini fridge, and I'm like, oh, this thing, I'm looking forward to the whole week of this thing. Like, there'll be no fasting this week.
Surprised I didn't get no pictures.
Oh, I should have. I was kind of said it earlier, but I was going to take pictures, but I hopped on X, and Sean Baker was doing one of those I forget what Spaces, X Spaces, I think it's called. And he was going live, and I hopped in there, and he noticed me, and he called me in. And so I was shoving my face in with steak because I wasn't going to miss out on this beautiful steak, not warm. But Sean, we were talking about on X about me get kicked off of YouTube and what we think the state of this war is going to be on social media. And so it was a fun conversation. So I would have been sending you guys pictures, but I was distracted. I was trying not to make smacky sounds on X in front of everybody while I have stuff in my face.
Yeah, we just smoked a lamb roast, and I'm eating that at the moment. So that'll last us a week. I just shave it up into little bits, stick it in the air fryer, and make it nice and crispy. And that's how I'm getting my food down at the moment. And it's really nice. Enjoying that.
You enjoying your smoker?
Oh, I love it. It's one of the best things I did. Although I didn't buy it, the girls bought it for me for my birthday. So I was very lucky. But I'm loving it. And we just cook on the weekend. One big roast. It lasts us all week. And I hate the kitchen. I hate worrying about food or whatever. So my air fryer and the smoker have become my new favorite tools.
That's awesome. I believe that too. That's funny that you say that, because that's the only 2 things I'm using right now too, is air fryer and smoker.
Yeah. And occasionally my NutriBullet for my egg colladas. So that's it. That's it. Nice and simple.
That's awesome. So tasty and so sustainable. Let's see. Yeah, I think my sister fell off the wagon today because she came over and she goes, "I feel like crap." And as soon as she said that, I said, "What did you eat?" She goes, "Oh, the pumpkin spice guy." me today. And I'm like, see? I'm like,
Yeah.
you should be eating your meat. And then I said, it's not too late. And then Josie's like, yeah, and I have a headache. I'm like, you too? And she goes, yeah, that's my niece. And then I gave them a small lecture about poisoning themselves. And they're like, I know, we're going to eat meat. I'm like, good. Get
Yeah. Look, it's hard. Life happens. And as you all know, I fell off for a little bit there. And now I'm just priming as much as I can, just I've got a bowl of meat here right now. And whenever I start thinking of something, I just pop in some meat. And that's how I'm going to get over it, get my off switch back and move on. So, you can do it, but don't restrict. That's what I was trying to do. It's like, oh, maybe I should do a sardine fast. Maybe I should do, I had all these things because it's all that old way of thinking. The trick is I need to eat. So I'm not hungry. So I get that off switch back and then things will start to fall back into place again.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Let's see. I was just looking at this. Can we listen to your conversation, Baker? I think so. I don't know how X works exactly.
I'm on it. I got it. I'm gonna be posting the link in a second.
Oh, Michael is the man. Never mind. I do not need to do this. We have Radar O'Reilly. What is it? Radar O'Reilly. Remember
Radar,
MASH?
yeah, MASH.
I'd love to listen to it too, but we can't do it here because we'll get us banned.
You guys can't watch X there?
No, she's just saying we can't do it on this live because
Yeah, we could watch it all watch it together, but we'd get banned if we did. So party poopers.
for sure. Let's see. We'll go through. Well, Michael's looking that up. We'll go through some questions. Day 27 of BBB and E of carnivore. Still a bit of meat aversion, but the oxalate dumping has ceased. My armpits are so thankful. I bet. That does
yeah. Well, that's good. It only lasted a week. I think mine went for like 6 weeks or something. It was terrible.
Yeah. Armpit chafing is no fun whatsoever. But congratulations.
So what are you eating now? Your BB&E. So what kind of meat are you eating and how are you cooking it? Maybe just trying different cuts and the way that you cook it might help with that aversion a little bit. Or go more into the fish or eggs.
Yes, definitely. And definitely for me it's always how you cook it too, for sure. The slow cooked meats do better. Like if I was getting meat aversion on like hamburger because it's a little bit dry, or steaks, then pot roast was definitely the way to go. Slow cooked pot roast with beef broth always went down pretty good.
That's what I made this weekend. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Or just pop it in the air fryer, make it really crispy, and then use like your tallow or make a little, I don't know, bacon mayonnaise dip or something like that and have it as a dip and chip kind of thing.
Oh, for sure. Started off good, then broke down at work, ordered my groceries so I can be back on track. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. That's all you got to do. It's just a process,
Yeah, just get back up. Doing well.
That's awesome. But keep fighting and you'll get there. I mean, I think about the 2 years of ketovore that I fell off the wagon on for 2 solid years before I finally got over the hump on carnivore. So,
and yeah, when I switched when I first started with the keto, really didn't do nothing for me. I didn't really drop much weight at all. I thought I was eating healthier and eating the wrong meat. That's what the problem was. I was eating lean chicken and pork.
Yeah.
Both of them lean, and they weren't doing nothing for me.
Those are the worst. They will knock you out, in my opinion. I do not enjoy those at all. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm not missing any questions on these other places. Okay.
Todd, do you think the new ribeye was dry aged for a week or so up to the flavor?
I don't taste that kind of nuttiness of a longer aged ribeye. So I don't think, because what did you say? Do you think the ribeye was aged up for a week? I don't know. I think all beef is aged 3 weeks before we get it. I'm pretty sure it's hung for 3 weeks. All beef is, or almost all beef anyways. But I'd have to see. Maybe it's only 2 weeks or something. but it didn't taste extra aged. What I liked about it is that my Costco ribeyes, which I don't have, so the Costco Prime ribeyes, they're wonderful and they're tender, but sometimes the marbly fat in it gets kind of gelatinous and squishy. Where and the meat's kind of feels like the meat doesn't, it's soft, but it's kind of, how do I put it? It's so hard to kind of explain. It's really good. It's not bad at all. And I quite enjoy it, but sometimes it's just a little too soft. Like when you have it blue, it's almost squishy and there's just no texture there. It's almost, you know how meat gets when you slice it thin and it's raw and it's a little too I don't know, squishy or whatever. It's really hard to explain. I'm not using good words here, but what I'm telling you is on the 100% Angus, to me, it was the perfect mixture of mouthfeel and still tender and juicy. So it didn't get slimy, squishy, whatever when it was cooked blue. It just felt more dense and had more integrity to it, but it was still very tender and soft, but it just had a better mouthfeel to it. And then it just had more flavor in addition to it. So it just had more integrity and more density to it, but not in a tough, bad way, just in like a fuller flavored steak way. And it had more flavor to it, where the other ones felt a little airy, almost like you'd have to kind of see it, but sometimes you can see almost daylight between the the texture in the steak of Costco's prime rib, and you can kind of pinch it, and it just feels a little bit flimsy in a way. I don't know. It's really, you'd have to try it, but I just enjoyed, because I only cooked it for, I cut these things about that thick, about an inch and a half thick, inch and 3/4, and I put them in the air fryer, and I have 2 of them in there in the Ninja Foodie or whatever. And I've got this pretty well down to a science, and I like it at about 12 minutes. So it's about 6 minutes each side. And that's when I have 2 big cold steaks, and it was cold because it just came out of the butcher. It wasn't frozen, but it was cold. So I know roughly where I want it. And it had the perfect sear on the outside, really good. And it was between rare and blue on the inside. It was rare on the ends and blue in the middle. And but it's just had this wonderful texture and integrity to it. It was not just like slimy, wet, whatever. It actually was still like a very kind of just, it had a really good bodied flavor to it. And it was had some density to it. And I really enjoyed it. You'd have to try it, but it's awesome for sure.
So what time's dinner then?
I will be doing this again tomorrow for sure at noon, and I'll take you some pictures.
So we'll all have to head over to Todd's for dinner tomorrow night and try it out.
I'm so bummed. I was like, being that was like about $80 more than the normal rib roast that I buy. I was really hoping it wasn't going to make a big enough difference that I cared, and it so did. It so earned that $80. It's crazy. It's like, dang it. But yeah, it was tasty. I can't wait to put one on the smoker. I haven't smoked one yet, but whew,
I bet it'll be good.
I bet so too.
Hi, Beth. I have a Costco lamb roast in the freezer because I've never cooked one before. I don't have a smoker. I used to do them in the oven. Just stick it in the oven with some salt and pop foil over the top and cook it. And then if you want to crisp it up, I just took the foil off it right at the end and cranked up the heat a little bit. But I'm not very good at cooking meat. I think Todd's probably more the chef. Yeah. The smoker does help because I just pop it in, stick a thermometer in it, and then when it hits 60 degrees, I'll take it out. And it's done. So it's perfect. It's good for somebody who can't cook.
Yeah. A Costco lamb roast in the freezer. What is a lamb roast?
Sometimes you get a leg, but ours doesn't have a bone. I always buy the boneless one because
that's what I buy.
You get more meat. And we don't have a dog anymore to chew the bone.
Yeah, so I'd probably just cook it in the oven like a regular roast is what, because I don't cook that much lamb either to know exactly. But I remember Cranky Carnivore John said that he puts his that he treats his like beef and he cooks it in the oven, you know. So
Yeah.
I cook mine in the foodie when I make mine.
is it pretty awesome?
Really good.
Nice. I got to try that.
I do like lamb chops though. That fatty part, they're so good.
Yeah, I do love the fat on lamb. I like the flavor of the fat on lamb way better than beef, actually. It is tasty.
Air fry mostly with fried eggs, ground beef, chicken roast, and steak, etc. That's for the BB&E. So, okay, you'll maybe just try cooking some different ways, like the slow cooked version that Todd was talking about, and try and get rid of that meat aversion. What else can we do?
Well, I mean, there's many things you can do. You could try making, you know, I don't know how much of a foodie you are, like how much you play around with your food, but you know, like when I get meat aversion, I add the cheeses in because you know, well, I mean, there's a couple things. If you're trying to eat because you need to kind of prime and get nourished and you need to get it in your body, then I add dairy. But and if I'm having trouble still, then I do dairy and like the roast food, you know, like the slow cooked food, or I start making meats. Like I will add like you know, bacon and ground bacon together with ground beef together, which makes hamburger much more palatable because it makes it not so dry, you know. And then I start doing things like smoking it, um, and things like that. Or I make like a carnivore meat chili out of it, and I'll cut up, you know, like I'll sous vide it, sous vide brisket, cut it up into chunks, and then I make like a thick gravy out of it, and then I will add some pickled jalapenos to it, and because I don't have an issue with those because the pickling process gets rid of the oxalates, so I'll add pickled jalapenos to it and some of the pickled jalapeno juice that adds a little bit of heat and it emulsifies the fat and it creates like a gravy. So I just do a few things like that, but usually it only takes one or two of those things. And I mean, man, if you make a sous vide brisket chili with pickled jalapenos and a thick chili gravy, and then you put cheese and sour cream on that thing, tell me you got meat aversion after that. You'll be eating the heck out of that thing. I mean, that stuff is delicious. So,
Yeah. And maybe rather sitting down to eating a great big steak, maybe put a few different things on your plate. So maybe a bit of cheese, a little bit of steak, a little bit of chicken, some prawns, maybe if you like seafood. So you've got a bit of a little banquet
Mix.
there, and then you can just sort of graze on that. That might help as well. So you're not stuck with a big slab of meat in front of you. That can be
Or
daunting.
fast for a day or two.
for
True.
sure.
That'll break it.
Yeah, if you're not doing it for priming, that's what I was going to say too. If you feel like you've primed and you're having meat aversion, then it's time to start fasting because tell me that steak doesn't taste good after, you know, a 48-hour fast or something. Like your tongue will be beating your brains out to get to some of that steak you couldn't eat before, you know. For sure.
Hi, Simpson. I just got back from a good hike, but didn't miss much here, it seems. Yeah, Todd's still banned, so.
Didn't
Todd
miss
talking
much.
about his steaks.
I was crying about my internet woes and talking about steaks for sure. Very very good to see you though. Howdy howdy.
Hi.
Booby Goats. That's a hilarious name. I quite enjoy that.
I get myself upset and aggravated, then turn to food to self-medicate, like what is going to help anything. I have to learn not to turn to food. Yeah, you kind of self-sabotage, don't you? I'm exactly the same way. I feel guilty and then I think, oh, well, I've stuffed up today. I might as well just keep going. And we need to get that out of that mindset. And it is difficult. It is difficult. But just got to talk yourself through it, and maybe try and work out what got you to that place, and maybe try and change your habits or try and find something to replace that eating, a different comfort. Go pop some candles on in the bath and hop in the bath if you can, or go and do some gardening with some weed. I find that therapeutic. Maybe other people might think I'm crazy, but whipping weeds out is therapeutic for me. Do a bit of craft, just something to turn your mind off yourself and do something positive. Try and change that habit.
It's definitely an N equals 1. And because I'm one of those people that the thing that I choose to replace it with has to be close to the thing that I was addicted to, or else my brain's not falling for it. However, I would say where it says you have to learn to not turn to food, I would disagree. I would use that as your superpower, and I would use that proclivity of medicating or whatever with food. I would just change the food, because I'm speaking from what I did. So basically, I would always get, I hate this word so much, but I'd always get triggered by anxiety, right? And so when the anxiety was flowing in, especially first thing in the morning, when the cortisol kicks in first thing in the morning to wake you up, that was always the worst time, and my brain would be going off, and it would be wanting pizza, soda, Copenhagen, all the things that make my brain feel better. Body feel terrible, but brain feel better for a moment. I wanted all those things. And what freed me was, instead of going for the bad food, I put a barrier of entry between me and that food, which was I had to earn it, which meant that all I had to do before I would eat the pizza and the junk food was I had to eat bacon and eggs until I was stuffed and couldn't eat anymore. And then I told myself, if I want pizza and garbage an hour later, then I can have it. But what would happen every time is I'd eat bacon and eggs, get satiated, calm my cortisol down, everything would calm down, and then I would live to fight another day, and I would find the strength and the peace and the satiation or satiety to not get the pizza and stuff, and that actually worked. And then pretty soon what happens is, the ritual of your habit and your self-medicating, whatever, of going to that food, you got to do 80% of it. You got to get up, you got to thinking about the pizza, and you're like, all I got to do is eat this bacon and eggs. So then I get the pizza. So you're cooking, you're still putting stuff in your mouth. You're doing most of the habit, right? And then you hit the stretch markers in your stomach, and it shuts off your hunger signals, which gives you a bunch of power over that craving. You live to fight another day, and pretty soon you'll notice that you have changed the target of your habit. And instead of craving whatever it is you're craving, whatever junk food is your niche, for me, it was pizza and Mexican food and soda.
Pizza was mine. Yep.
Yep. And when my brain would say that, all of a sudden, it only took like 5 days or something. And I woke up one day and I was having the same cortisol panic attack. And my brain went, "We need bacon and eggs." And I was like, "Wait, what?" What about the extra pepperoni, extra cheese with the case of Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew combo, And then I realized I was on a really good track, and then I was able to change that habit, and that has worked till this very day. And the only time that I'm ever at all vulnerable to a craving is if I have underate for a long period of time and I don't have food in the house. Like I don't have like I cannot and will not allow myself to have bad food be more convenient than good food, right? If the path of least resistance is to bad food, then I am cruising for a bruising. You gotta make sure that your good food is there. And I remember that you said that you ordered groceries and went shopping, and that's just something you're gonna have to learn. But I had to. Here, I'll just show it to you. I had to. I wasn't getting around much because I was a little hefty, so I was kind of stationary. Couldn't move too much, and so I had to create an environment around me, and even an environment that was separate from I was taking care of my mom while I was supposed to be taking care of my mom. We were both a pair, not very healthy at the time. But I had to build this kind of area so where I could sit in here, and I had my food in. I'll go over here so you can see my cursor. I had my food in this refrigerator, and I had everything I needed right here. So this was always going to be, and I could sit in this chair so I wouldn't have to stand and get tired and sweat and huff and puff and get off my oxygen. And this was kind of this kitchen evolved. This is where it ended up now. It started off with some plastic tables and some things, but I'm just saying I had to build an environment around me to make the path of least resistance the good food, to make it harder to get to the bad food than it was to good food. And this took away all my excuses so that I had no other excuses. Right now, this fridge right here still has a beautiful 100% Angus ribeye that's air drying right now. And I still cook it in this air fryer right here and cut it up on that cutting board. So this thing has been great for 2 years because it takes away all the excuses, and it keeps me always prepared. And I always have to keep this fridge, and now I have another one in my garage that I keep full at all times. And I had to do this because my mom's fridge at the time, she's carnivore now, but at the time was full of cheesecake, chocolate cake, donuts, just pizza, just junk. And so I had to stay away from her food that was hurting, and I had to make an environment around me, change my food environment so that this would. And I know that sounds crazy, but if I didn't do that, I knew I was going to fall off because I'd done it so many times. So I had to make the path of least resistance, which is a law. I mean, I'm electrician. That's what the path of electricity follows, is the path of least resistance. It's a law. That's what water follows. So that's what cuts in rivers. So anyhow, that was kind of the plan, and I'll be danged if it didn't work. So that's what I would recommend. Use those forces of nature to your advantage. If you're medicating with food because that's what you need to medicate with. Because your body needs the nourishment, it needs the fat, it needs to fix your hormones, and it needs to fix your mind. So it's looking for food. We're just giving it the wrong food, and we're giving it the wrong drug because we like the endorphin fix that helps cover up the noise and the pain for a minute, So I would say use that habit, change the target to the healthy food, use as much of it you can, and then see what happens. Because to me, it was kind of a miracle, All right. See what happens when I get a lot of fatty ribeye? I get a little mouthy. Hey, Beth.
I called a rack of lamb popsicles. Yep. Yeah.
They're absolutely delicious.
And turn to bacon and eggs, or even bacon deviled eggs. You'll feel comforted. Yeah.
Yep. Bacon deviled eggs are delicious.
How often do each of you weigh in? I'm on day 27 and have not weighed since going carnivore, and really want to weigh until day after day 100. But tempted to weigh after this month.
I like that day 100. Do it. Don't let the scale control you. I don't weigh myself at all anymore. I weighed myself a couple weeks ago because I wanted to see where I'm at because my leg was so swollen. But I try not to use a scale. It plays mind games with you, and it can knock you off track if the numbers are not what you want to see. So
for sure, like I will use the scale if I feel like I'm putting on fluid because I'm curious how much fluid I'm moving. That's the only time, that's the only thing I use the scale for anymore, is to know how much fluid I'm moving. That's about it. However, I started seeing some statistics that have been coming out since the diabetes drug that shall not be named that everybody's shooting themselves up with to handle weight loss. Let's say that. And it rhymes with HLP whatevers. But those stupid things, when you go on a calorie restrictive diet, like if you're on a standard American calorie restrictive diet, like they push to get rid of 5 pounds or, short yourself 500 calories or some nonsense every day. When you do that, if you do it successfully, you will lose some weight. When you are losing some weight, you're going to be starving. You're going to be hurting your metabolism, but that's beside the point. But when you are losing some weight, you're losing roughly 33% lean body mass and 66% body fat, which means you're actually getting a little bit weaker. When you use those stupid drugs, you're losing more like 60% lean body mass and 40% body fat, right? But when you're on carnivore, It's a total different ball game, and this is why the scale doesn't matter, because carnivore is the only diet that I know of where people consistently get on carnivore, lose inches, and gain weight, right? Because they're gaining lean body mass while losing body fat. So it's better than a calorie restrictive diet, and it's way better than those stupid shots. But you're not going to be able to quantify that on a scale, because you're not going to understand. But what you can quantify it on, and I'm going to use Chad's golf analogy here. He said the other day, which I like, that there's two ways to uh, analyze your golf swing. And one, did you do everything the book said? And did you have the perfect form and the perfect backswing and the perfect tempo and all the gear and do everything textbook? Or the other way is just see where the ball lands. If the ball, if you're hitting it good and, it's going straight and it's going where you want it, then you probably got a good golf swing, right? That's a way better way of doing this, because the scale, especially on carnivore, we've been so brainwashed into believing that weighing less equals health. And that's because there's a correlation that weighing more equals poor health or disease. And it's not true, because obesity is not a catalyst for disease. It's not what's causing the disease. Obesity is a parallel symptom of disease, but it's a metabolic disease. It's inflammation. It's all the things that we already know. It's insulin resistance that causes both obesity and all the sickness and disease that you're feeling. And so there's no real correlation. It's a very loose correlation, and it's not a 1-to-1 ratio by any means that you should be following, just like, because by that, if you got hit by a car and lost a leg and the scale went down, you wouldn't be healthier because of it, right? There's no real correlation with that stupid number on that stupid scale, other than making us go a little bit crazy. And then also, in addition to that, I would say this is that, one thing that kind of finally dawned on me is, by living by these arbitrary numbers, macros, calories, scales, these type of things, it's a real distraction. It's a lot of white noise that keeps us from listening to our body. And because we kind of get off track, and it's way better to practice listening to your body and doing what gives you the most energy and strength and health. Because once you start listening to that, you learn how to follow that voice a little bit better. And that's like a muscle it's like a muscle or a skill that you get better at as you do it. And then for me, it's helped a lot, because that voice is what got me to quit chewing Copenhagen and got off of nicotine. And that voice is what made the food that I was eating, made the addictive personality for gambling and everything go away. I didn't do that with a number on the scale. You know what I mean? What do you guys think?
Oh, well, I do weigh nearly every day, but if I miss a day, I don't stress about it. Like, I'm not concerned about it. But I'm not also obsessed with the number. I just see the number, it gets recorded on my phone, put the phone away, and off I go and have my shower. Like, it's just a routine that I'm in, and I don't really focus on the number too much. My weight fluctuates all the time because I have lymphedema, and if I do a bit of exercise, or if the weather's really hot, I swell up if I have dairy, and the next day I can lose all that plus more. So there's huge fluctuations in my weight all the time, and I know that it's not fat. I'm not eating the wrong things. It's just the nature of the beast. Your body's going to put on water some days and lose it the other day. So number doesn't sort of phase me, but it's just a routine. I just still like to weigh myself every day. But if it is an issue and you are focused about the numbers and trying to watch that scale go down, and it's just going to raise your cortisol levels, make you stressed out, you're not going to lose weight. You need to let it go. So it might be good to let it go and just put it away and do the 100-day weigh-in, see how you go.
Yeah,
You seem to be obsessing about it right now, and that's not a good sign.
for sure.
I love the idea of every 100 days. When I was doing it, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
100%.
90 days or so, I do it.
Yeah, any more than that, it's just like, because the best you're going to get out of it is an average anyways, right? That's about it. So, but keep us informed.
Hi, Becky. I'm curious if you have tried the line diet with Raymond's calendar.
The line diet, I have done 90 days of line diet, and then I didn't like it only because I missed the egg yolks because of the benefit I was getting out of them for testosterone boost. So, but the vast majority of what I do, I gotta stop saying do. That came back. You know, the vast majority of the way of eating that I partake in is lion diet plus egg yolks. That's 90% of my diet. Only when I'm only when I overfast and I come back and I have meat aversion or whatever, or a real loss of appetite, then I'll add other things back in to open up my appetite, like bacon and dairy. I'll bring those back in usually, and some pickled jalapenos when I'm trying to reprime. But if I'm not repriming, which is very seldom, I do lion diet plus egg yolks, not even the egg whites, just the yolks.
Yeah. I've done a couple of days of line diet here and there, but for one, I wasn't eating enough fats. They trim a lot of the fat off here where I live, and who thought? I didn't even think to do tallow at the time. It was like I couldn't eat butter, so I didn't even sort of tweak, and so that's why I sort of stopped there. But then also, there's sometimes where I just can't get any meat down, and so I have to turn to eggs to try and get nourishment in. So that's just with the lap band restriction that I've got. So I'd love to do line, like when I can eat meat, it's usually always red and occasionally salmon, but which isn't line. But I don't eat pork. I don't like bacon. I don't like chicken. So I am, I guess, line with egg yolks here and there. So yeah. But with Raymond's calendar, I haven't actually done the whole priming and fasting calendar because of that lap band restriction. I can't prime enough to do the fasting. So I don't know how it would work with the protocol, but I'm sure there's others. If you reach out in the community and ask, I'm sure there's others that have tried it.
Yeah, I mean, Alyssa might be one of the people, Missy, because I know
Yeah.
she's on Lion and she's done the calendars a bunch. So
Mm.
I never went strict lion. I enjoy my eggs too much. I have them every morning, and that's what I enjoy. And
yep.
so why am I going to mess with something
Yeah.
that I'm happy with?
Don't fix it if it ain't broke.
That's right.
Yeah. Hi, Sandra. I've been cooking my chuck steak in slivers like chips. So good. That's what I've done with my lamb. I've got like little lamb chips. I put them in the air fryer so they're all crispy. So yeah, that's my food today.
That sounds tasty. Ground beef, bacon, egg bowl with just a little cheese on top. Yep. That's the
Is
thing of
that
beauty.
the power
Right.
bowl? Is that what Kerry calls it from Homestead
Yeah.
How? Yeah.
Yeah, when I was just repriming, that was kind of what I would go to. I would take a ribeye steak and I would chop it up into like 3/4 inch squares, you know, and then I would take bacon and I'd cut it up in little 1/2 inch strips, and then I would fry the bacon and I'd get it super crispy in little 1/2 inch chips, and then I'd take the bacon pieces out, but I would leave the bacon grease in, and then I would flash fry all the steak pieces in the bacon grease and flip them around. And then I would take that out, and then I would pour the bacon grease out, and then I would put 18 eggs in there, and I'd whip them up, and I'd cook them in butter, and you keep them moving so that they're really soft, kind of wet, soft scramble wet. You keep them moving, and then I'd add in pickled jalapenos and the bacon and the ribeye pieces, and it was delicious. Put a little bit of Tabasco on that, and go to town.
Look at he's getting all excited.
I know.
That was my reprime. That's why I got fat face again, because I went ahead and had all that food for 6 weeks now. But it's coming down. It's coming down. But my metabolism did shoot through the roof, and I even noticed it in my attitude. My mood got a lot better after repriming. It's crazy.
Hi, Kate. Lamb roast with the bone, 180 degrees, 30 minutes per 500 grams, 2 pounds. I pat the dry skin and paper towel. Coat with a couple of teaspoons of lard, salt over the lard. I use Maldon salt. My kids use the juice of the lard as gravy. Nice. Yeah, don't waste that gravy, hey? Beautiful.
That's awesome.
Best part.
Sounds delicious. I got to try that.
I meant that I only missed about 20 minutes. I will always absorb all your pearls of wisdom, and even this little bit I missed, yeah, isn't good.
She's being polite.
I found you on Rumble, Todd, but I run on data and looks like I need Wi-Fi uploaded for Rumble. I'm in boycotting Wi-Fi.
That sounds like my life. That sounds like my life, Sandra. How are you going to help me fight the commies if you won't download my app? Dang it. Thanks
Yeah.
Thanks for
It's
working.
hard because I don't want to pay for Rumble and YouTube, but I think I'm going to have to just choose one and, yeah, move over.
Man.
Hi, Charlie. Marilyn and I found you, and them guys, 2 guys on here now. Big thumbs up to all of you.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Marilyn.
Hey, Charlie.
Appreciate you so much.
I have to share that my husband stopped for a drink on the way to our hike, and even though I said no, thank you, he bought me a V8. He bought a veggie drink for Carnivore. Silly man. Oh, yeah, hubbies.
Is he currently wearing it? Should have asked him, why are you wasting my food? That's what, give it to my steak.
Hi, Matt. I weigh every day now. I use it to gauge my macro if it goes up. I use more lean meat. If I level or drop, I can eat fattier meat or more eggs. That's a good strategy. Good. Yeah. It's working for you. That's awesome. And we all have to find our own way and what's going to keep us going. And you're happy with that, do it.
For sure.
Matt's come a long way from where he was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Matt, you don't, what we said earlier, don't fix if it ain't broke.
Yeah.
For sure.
I finally broke my 9-month stall with intermittent fasting and getting into ketosis with MCT oil, but now I have ketosis, insomnia, and crabby. Anyone else?
That MCT oil will do that to you. So I had to get off the MCT oil because before carnivore, I was keto, and I was down in the MCT oil. And there's something about that because that stuff will go through the blood-brain barrier and it screws with your head. That stuff, one of the worst headaches I ever got, as well as like what we would now call disaster pants, was MCT oil. That stuff, I didn't know you were supposed to take a little bit of it. And if anybody's seen me drink, I chug things. Sure. So when I first got it, I got the bottle. I was like, huh. I took a big swig out of it, probably like 3 or 4 ounces worth, which is
way too much,
a buttload too much. And everything went bad. Like, and then I brought, but even then, even when I brought it back, so I got a terrible migraine and couldn't leave the bathroom for about 2 days. But even after that, even just having the few tablespoons or whatever you're supposed to have, it just, that stuff would put me in a cranky mood every time, like short tempered. It's weird.
So do you just have to ride it out until it's out of your system, or what did you do?
Let it get out of your system, and I just stopped taking it because I was like, okay, because it's supposed to be a boost to get you into ketosis and whatever, and I just stopped taking it.
So just cold turkey. Fair enough. I've only used it to do mouth pulling because I heard that it's really good if you've got periodontal disease, which I do. And so I used to do it for mouth pulling, but after the first bottle, I didn't buy any more. And my gums are fine now, just on carnivore. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I weigh every morning. It does get me upset if I gain weight. I think sometimes I don't eat enough, and that will also affect the weight loss. Yeah, see, that's it, sabotage. You see the weight go up, but how do you know it's fat? Like, it's just probably most likely water weight, and you sort of need to get past that. And if you don't eat enough, you tank your metabolism, and you're just going to stall and plateau. And that's what I deal with all the time too.
Yeah, I mean, in like 5 or 6 weeks of repriming, I gained like 44 pounds or something. And then in 2 back-to-back 48-hour fast, I lost like 36 pounds because it was just water, right? And then you can have, you know, if you're priming correctly and you're eating a bunch of beef, you know, I've eaten somewhere around 6 pounds of beef today because I've had 4 ribeyes today, 4 pretty thick ribeyes today. So I've had about 6 pounds of beef today, and I don't feel bad about it at all. But I guarantee you that if I go away, but with the water that I drank today and the beef that I've eaten today, I weigh 10 pounds more than I did this morning. But none of that, you know, when you're just eating beef and water, you're not gaining fat. You might be gaining weight. You might be holding on to weight, but you also might be gaining lean mass, but you're not gaining any bad weight. You know, I would be super curious to see if anybody has gotten like obese just on beef and water. You know, like I don't even know if it's possible, to be honest with you.
I can't see it possible. No.
So that's my strategy now, just to get as much meat as I can. And that's why I've got my bowl here. I'm just going to graze all day and try and get that off switch. My focus is now getting my off switch back, which I lost because I went off. And once I've got that, then I can worry about what the scale says. And, you know, I've got all my tools in my belt from SBG. I've learned so much in there that I will start using those tools, but none of them are going to work if I haven't got my mindset. If I don't have my off switch, I'm going to fall off every 5 seconds. That's just the way I am. You know, something happens, a little, you know, I get upset about something and I'm off the wagon. I just turn to food for comfort, and it's a nasty spiral that you can get into. So I'm aware of that. I know this is what happens, and I need to get my off switch back, which means eating as much as I can until it flicks back on again. So yeah, just focus on that off switch, get that, and then you can worry about the scales later.
For sure. You want to? I'm in a different screen answering a question. Can you pop up the next question?
There it is.
The scale is the devil.
I
It
agree
is.
with that.
Yeah.
It's in your head. Likes to play with your mind.
If you let it, like right now, I don't focus on it. I weigh myself only because I have it in my phone, and I'll go back in a few months and have a look. And to me, it looks like my weight's always the same. But then if you go back a few months, you can see there is a gradual change here and there. You do see the fluctuations, but I do learn a lot from it. So
I think it's a tool that you use when the closer you get to your goal weight.
yeah.
Well, I mean, there are some things that I've learned. I mean, part of the reason, like, I get it. If you're weighing, I'm not telling anybody not to weigh, but what I'm telling you is that you have to, you really have to understand what you're looking for, you know, and what you're seeing on the scale, you know. So there's things to it. Like, it is handy to know how much. Like, for me, when I'm fasting, it's fun to know how much fluid and food that is in my system that will come out, right? So it's fun to see that. If I'm feeling off or whatever and I'm gaining fluid, it's fun to know that I am and to see it on the scale. So it's fun to know, have that baseline of where I'm at. But that's pretty good too, because you don't have to worry about it. But as far as composition goes, it's just hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell on the scale. You know, look, I'm 100 pounds lighter than I was about a year ago. That's real. That's a real number that you can go, okay, so that matters. But it takes like 6 months and then a year to get to those numbers to know what they mean. If you're trying to do it every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks, you're not learning a lot unless you know exactly how much fluid you have on you, exactly how much food you have in your system, and you have an idea that you may have gained muscle, you're getting stronger, the weights you're lifting, you're just going up or something. There's kind of a lot of nuance to it. And so, and unfortunately, unless we really are used to following closely, we're just going to see the scale number go up one day and just be, throw you into a spiral. And what's really bad about it is if you're really reactive to that, it can cause you to say, what's the use or whatever? I've been doing all this stuff and it's not working. You can go off and eat some crap, or even worse, it can make you change your game plan that was working just fine and it was the correct answer, but but it gives you get this weird piece of data that you misconstrued to being a negative piece of data when it never really was. And so you stop doing what was actually working and you change it up to something that's not working, So it's, I don't know. It kind of makes you a little bit scatterbrained. Like you need to give everything some time and just trust the process is what you need to do.
Yeah. And you've got the rest of your life to do this. Remember, this is a lifestyle, not a diet. We need to do this for the rest of our lives. So however long it takes. Just try and be patient.
For sure.
And it's hard, but yeah.
And now if I'm doing like a long fast, I will weigh myself every day. If I'm tracking to see when my body stops losing the weight. That's usually when you want to.
That's a really good sign because when there's no extra water and food, what's coming off then. And you kind of do. You're still likely losing a little bit of lean mass because you're fasting, depending on how long the fast. You're losing a fair amount of fluid and a little bit of fat, is how that's working, So, but it's kind of interesting. It's definitely fun to watch.
I found out I don't like pork chops anymore. I eat a lot of burgers and steak along with eggs. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of pork. I find it makes me feel a little nauseated, so I stay away. But I used to love it though. I do love the crackle, but it doesn't love me. Do you guys eat pork? Do you like it, Michael? Or?
Once in a while, if they have it on sale and I can't pass it up, I just made one this past week. I made a pork butt, and I thought it was great. I didn't have no problem with it. It didn't cause no problems. But I don't have it as often as I used to.
Yeah, it's not the pork. Chicken makes me feel bad. Most fish is like a neutral. Pork is kind of a neutral unless I have too much of it. If I have too much bacon, then it makes me feel a little bit funny. If I have a moderate amount of it, then it just is kind of a neutral thing. But ultimately, I just end up wanting beef, and particularly very, very rare beef, because when I eat fatty, rare beef, I feel good. My mood is really good. My energy is really good. I'm just a happier person. So it's not that all these things make me feel bad. It's just that they don't make me feel as good as beef
the best you can. Right?
Yeah. Right. For sure.
Hi, Louise. Our sleep has not been great. We'll go to sleep, but then wake up after either every few hours or be awake for a few hours during the night. Might this be related to digestion? Any suggestions? Thanks.
Yeah. So that's called biphasic sleep. And I definitely had that for 10 months or so. And yeah, so it helped when I started getting sun in the morning. So that's a real thing because you got to reset your circadian rhythm. And so as soon as you wake up, you need to go outside and and not wear glasses. You can't be coming through a window or glasses or anything. You need to get actual sun in your eyes. And then it's really good if you can take your glasses off and if you wear them and look out at the horizon and let your eyes relax because your eyes don't relax very well inside. And then grounding helped quite a bit with that. And all those things. And I had to start going to bed earlier. And I had to these are the blue light blocking glasses. They're prescriptions, so they're not they don't block all of it because they don't make them my strength of prescription that would do it. But they block most of it and it does help. Grounding helps. But definitely getting the sun in the morning. But then one of the biggest things that started helping, and nobody's going to want to hear this at all, but one of the biggest things that started helping was I had to stop fighting when my body wanted to get up, because once I realized that my body seems to put out cortisol right around 3 o'clock in the morning to 3:30, and I wanted to sleep later than that, that always made me feel the worst because I would have to fight it till like 4 o'clock in the morning or 4:30. And then I'd finally fall back asleep, and then I'd get a crappy hour of sleep or so before I had to go to work. And then I would wake up and I would be way worse off. So I've just started going to bed earlier and just living with the fact that I'm going to wake up right around 3:30, maybe roll around till 4, and then just get up. And I feel so much better. I don't have that weird crash and that headache and that mood. And my sleep is so much better. And then I will sleep from like 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the morning. And those 6 hours of solid sleep to sometimes 8:30 to 3:30 even, those 6 to 7 hours of sleep, way better than messing around from 11 to 3 and then trying to get it and then get up. It sucks so much. So I just instead of living out the majority of my free time after work, I do it before work now. It's basically how that works.
Yeah. And I don't like to have a heavy meal just before bed either. So I don't try not to eat any steak or leave a good 4 hours before I go to bed. I just find my body seems like it's processing all this meat and it just takes forever. I can't fall asleep. Jumping on my rebounder, just the gentle light bounce, or standing on my vibration plate seems to relaxes my body. And then I go to bed and I fall asleep, and it's been fantastic. So that sort of helped me just to relax, because I've got a lot of stress going on in my life at the moment. So I think Dr. Bright recommends some butter, having some butter bites. If you're stressed out and you've got high cortisol, just take a little knob of butter, suck on that, and that helps reduce those cortisol levels. Yeah, but I think I'm generally a light sleeper anyway. How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? Do you bounce out of bed, or do you feel lethargic? Like, I don't eat a full 8 hours sleep like most people. Everyone sort of complains, 8 hours is not enough, and they want to sleep in. 4 hours and I'm up and I feel great. I'm my best in the morning, but I do like to go to bed fairly early.
Yeah.
So
how long after your cortisol dump in the morning do you get up, Lindy?
oh gosh, I'm up, like I'm full. I'm actually, I watch YouTube in the middle of the night too. Like
Yeah.
I'm always awake. As
Yeah.
you know, I answer my WhatsApp at weird times. Yeah, and then I'm fast asleep again. But when I get up in the morning, probably about 4:35,
Yeah.
I actually get out of bed, and I feel great.
Yep.
Like I don't need the sleep. I don't need 8 hours or
That's awesome.
yeah. So
No, I found the same thing. The longer I fight it after the cortisol in the morning, the worse I feel, for sure. Thanks, Todd. I'm going to stop the MCT oil immediately. Whew. Yeah, let me know how that goes, but that's definitely what was doing it to me. I don't know why, but my brain did not like MCT oil. It's like, stop this. Was not appreciating it. And
yeah.
plants are trying to kill you, and that stuff comes from coconuts. So
Mike, I am at 220. We'll hold here for a couple of months and maybe try to lose 15 pounds of fat and gain 10 in muscle. Yeah, I love your plan.
That's awesome, Matt.
That's awesome.
That you're down to 220 from where you were.
It's incredible. Definitely let us know how it's going, man. Like when you're gaining the muscle and stuff too. Let me know how you feel. We would love to hear back from you.
Wish I was 220.
Me too. Me too.
Tried something new: 5 eggs scrambled in butter, drained small canned salmon, and add to the eggs salt to taste. Oh my.
Sounds good.
Nice.
That sounds good.
Huh. I actually bought a can of salmon and it's been in my cupboard for like a year. I bought it to try it, but I just haven't done it yet. So I might give that a go.
There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
That's awesome.
Michael, thank you for the good advice. I will wait to weigh in until after day 100. I will measure after this month to compare to the original measurements. Good
That's
job.
awesome.
Taylor's measuring tape is awesome tool to use in your belt. You can see the changes that you've had, and measure the parts of your body at the beginning, and you do it again in like 90 days or so, and you'd be surprised at the difference. And the scale doesn't even move. I remember Todd. Remember you gained weight, but your shirts were so loose on you.
Right.
So the scale doesn't tell you everything you need to see.
No, and it messes with your noodle for sure, because you're like, oh, what's going on? Do I need to do something? Do I not need to do something? Is this working? And it's like that number will make you question reality because, like Michael
Second
said,
guessing.
I went up 21 pounds the first time I primed, and I lost 3 shirt sizes. And so I'm sitting here going, this isn't working, or is it? Because I'm swimming in my clothes and I'm feeling better. And so it's, yeah, that stupid scale. Oh, man.
Yeah.
What messes
And
with
it's
your head?
hard to measure when you're a larger size as well. I mean, I didn't have a measuring tape that went around my circumference or around my hips. I mean, it's even worse. I just didn't have it. So I'd use a piece of string, but then you don't know how long that is. So yeah,
Well, measure it in
I don't know.
sections.
I know I did have it like on my wardrobe behind me. I'd measure the wool and then stick it on and then get the next one just to see the lengths. But I never knew how it was, but that's all gone now. But it's
Right.
disheartening. It is. Just go by how your clothes feel.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's an awesome tool right there. You can tell by the clothes,
Yeah.
by the way they look on you, the way they hang on you. Yep.
Yeah. I love chicken. I better because I dispatch for Purdue Chicken. I guess that's a brand, is it?
So,
Yeah.
big brand here.
When I do eat chicken, I started eating bacon for the fat. My husband has chicken every second night. He loves it. He gets the Marylands and he puts 2 in the oven, pulls them out and eats them with eggs every night, every second night. He loves it.
I love chicken. It's good, but my body does not run as good if I'm eating it. It's knocked me out of ketosis before.
Yeah.
And I don't eat it no more. And when you do a little research in what they do with the chickens now.
For sure. For sure.
But we don't want to get knocked off YouTube.
No, a lot of people love chicken, like my husband. Like
I loved it.
Can't get enough of it.
Come and see us on Rumble here and starting next month, because we're gonna start. I don't know. We're gonna play around with it, but we're gonna start doing extra streams on Rumble only, and then get over to Rumble and I'll tell you what's wrong with that chicken you're eating.
It's not all chicken. Hi, Better Barbie. I've been rebounding, but don't leave the fabric. Do you think I'm getting any benefit? Thanks. Absolutely. My feet don't leave the mat either. They're always constantly firmly on the mat, and I just do the gentle rebounding. So lift.
Motion.
You're trying to get that pump. Yeah, the pump in your legs. And that's a workout in itself. You feel all your leg muscles and your calves just sort of cramping up. So definitely it's good for the lymphatic, just getting all your lymphatic sort of pumping around your body. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, for
Do you
sure.
enjoy it? Yeah. Every morning and every night for me. I try and get on there, and then vibration plate as well.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like when I was reading up about this, basically, if you were standing flat-footed and you stood up on your tippy toes, that's not much of a pump as it would turn out. That's not where most of the pump in the calf muscle goes from. It's like if you're standing on the edge of a stair and your calf went down, you pointed your heel down. From your heel being down to flat-footed is where most of the pump comes from. So the beauty of a rebounder is to stand on your tippy toes, but then when you're on your tippy toes and you let off and you let gravity bring your heels down, point your toes up and your heels down. And that's all that you're trying to do. That's all I do. And I do it 100 times, and then I do 10 sets of 100. And I will tell you what, my calves are burning after doing 1,000 of those. Holy smokes. It is one of the things. I mean, I look like a newborn giraffe trying to learn how to walk when I get off that stupid thing, because everything is burning and I have pumped the absolute crap out of the blood out of my legs. It is so crazy.
You mean you don't do this?
Oh, God. I'd knock myself out with my stomach if I did that.
I was gonna say my stomach would undercut me and my man boobs would hit one person on each side of me. It would be, and God only knows what the bat flaps would do to the people behind me. It would be carnage in there. It looked like bowling pins falling behind me. I look like I got a strike.
There's nothing wrong with doing that if you're at that stage, but this
Right.
is not us. We're definitely not there yet. A long way to go.
For sure.
Maybe one day.
That's like SEAL Team 6 rebounders,
Yeah.
not for amateurs.
Pros.
We just got to start small and work our way up. As we progress with our journeys, we'll get a little bit more into it and try different things. Like even having the handlebar now on my rebounder, I didn't have it for the first many months. And so my bounces were very gentle. But now that I've got the handlebar, I can balance myself better. So now I'm actually pumping a lot better. Right. So I've still got my feet on the mat, but I'm doing more like what Todd was suggesting with dropping your feet in your heels. So
it works. And the only reason why I know it works is because it gets a lot of fluid off me and my legs hate it. That's why I'm like this effective. Hey,
hi, Christy. How are you? Got off the carnivore train and can't get back on. Any tricks to hop back on?
Steak and butter gang. I would join the steak and butter gang.
And
eat
meat.
Food. Yeah, eat your food.
Yeah.
And have a community. Those are the two most powerful things. Eat your food, eat through all the cravings, get rid of the food you shouldn't be eating, get all the food that you should be eating in there, and then have a community to keep you on track and hold you accountable. Those are literally the things that you need. And you have to spend more time with your mind in a carnivore community, knowing that that's what you got to keep your thoughts on. Because if you let people pull you astray and tell you things, you're just going to break,
Yeah. Look, I attribute pretty much all my success to community. If it wasn't for the gang, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be here at all, to be honest. And I've read, with everything that's been going on, I did have to drop out of the community to help look after my daughter. So I haven't been going to the meetings, being around people that are not carnivores. All those voices become loud in your head again, and that's what's kind of thrown me off. But now I'm immersing myself back in the community. I've got all the tools. I know how to get past this and get my off switch back. So yeah, definitely community is a big part of how I'm surviving. I need it. So
for sure.
Yeah.
100%. And yeah, you just need that, because the whole world out there is full of people that'll tell you that cholesterol is a thing and red meat's bad for you and fiber's good for you, and there's such a thing as essential, carbohydrates. I mean, just the most, big food, big whatever. I won't go into it, but propaganda, right? And it's all a lie, but you get beat up with it. And then you go and surround yourself by the influence of a bunch of drug addicts that are addicted to sugar, just like we all were. And they want to tell you what you're doing is dangerous because it threatens what they're doing. Because if you're right and they're wrong, then they got to get off their drug, which is not good. So they don't want this to be right. So they're going to spend a lot of time telling you you're not right, where you need to be around people where you can see the results of what happens with people that have been doing it 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, and see that, oh, this works. And actual doctors, that have done it, that will, put you at ease and not, say, oh, actually, the cholesterol thing is not true. And they can start showing you the bad science. It's pretty awesome.
Todd, check your Discord. I sent you a DM on muscle gain and photos.
Oh, perfect. I definitely will. I'll look at it when I get off here, Matt. Thanks so much.
Will you guys be on Rumble with the same channel names as on YouTube?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Todd is.
Yes,
I will be. Yes. I think I'm there at the moment. Just I don't have all my content uploaded yet, but we're working on Todd first because he's more important.
Well, because Todd
is in danger.
Yeah, I'm not more important. I'm more mouthy, so I am the most vulnerable to the extradition. Let's say.
It's all right. I've backed up all your content so they can pull you down now, and I've got all your stuff, so we're right. They can do what they like. But just we've got to protect Michael and myself now.
I just got something in my eye for YouTube. There we go. Sorry. Good times. Good times.
Hi, Big Man Alaska. Just fit into an extra large shirt and 36W pants this weekend. Bravo.
That
Good job.
Awesome job.
Congratulations. That's huge. Very good job.
How long have you been carnivore now? Did
Yeah,
it start with the same time as us? I can't remember.
He was pretty close. I think
Yeah.
I think he did start the same time as us, because I think John's been talking to me. I think he was one of the first people that commented on a video of mine, actually. I think we started pretty much the same time. I think
So
he's
about 2 years.
yeah, coming up on 2 years as well.
I was in hiding for a year, so I got a year up on you guys.
Oh, I guess I could be wrong. A little over a year now.
Okay.
That's awesome. Oh, that's right, because you started off as keto, right, John? That's why you're saying that, I think.
I doing well, mate. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, John looks like a different person. Every time I see him, I'm like, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I can't get over how much he's changed.
Yeah.
He's probably got a twin brother. One was heavy, one.
I feel bad for his twin then. If that was true, your twin needs carnivore. No, John's doing fantastic.
He's fantastic.
Yep,
such a big change.
Fasting, keto, ketovore to carnivore. Yeah.
That is the way.
Yeah.
That is the way, isn't it? I know in a lot of ways. That's why when people tell me that this is a fad or whatever, I'm like, well, first of all, I've been dieting since I was 14, so I wouldn't call that a fad, because really it is kind of funny when you start to think about it and you start kind of reeling back these people that say that that us fat people or whatever have I don't know, no self-control or whatever, we're slothful and all these things. I was thinking, I don't know that anybody's dieted
as much.
Yeah. Exactly.
Lost it, gained it, lost it, gained it. Yeah. Yo-yo.
Yeah, which of course what happens to our metabolic system, our metabolism goes through the tank. But yeah, I was sitting here going, I spent most of my life
on a diet.
Yeah, on some sort of stupid diet. But even though I'm only 2 years carnivore, I'm also 2 years keto before that. So this is 4 years into it. And before that, I was 14 months terrible weightlifter diet, so I have been pretty much, I fell off the wagon a few times in between, but for the vast majority of the last 6 years, I've been on some kind of dang diet.
Yeah.
Like focused on it. And I just got to thinking about that going backwards. I'm like, yeah, whatever. That like self-control has anything to do with this. It's like whether it's possible or not. Well, fighting it fighting with the wrong tools makes it impossible, and that's all that was happening.
I started a diet every day for years. Didn't get very far.
That's exactly.
Howdy.
Howdy. I think we ran out of comments. You guys need to ask more questions. Oh man, but no, that went in. But
oh, your microphone's playing out.
How many years of your life you think you dieted, Michael?
Oh, so many. I lost track.
Hit the button on your mic.
No, it's you.
No, it's you.
It's you.
Yeah, now you're muted. Yeah.
I think he hit his cable or something like that, because he lost his microphone, he lost his mic, he lost everything.
Still can't hear me, right?
It's all messed up.
Yeah, echo chamber.
Yeah.
He's got the YouTube bots in his system.
He needs to reboot his computer every once in a while.
There we go.
There you go. You're back.
Yeah,
Good job.
I heard that, snarky pants. It's not rebooting the computer. It's this stupid connector on the bottom of my really expensive microphone.
What is it? A micro USB?
It's a USB-C.
Oh, USB-C, and you got problems?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Surprise.
I'm not, because see, this is on this arm thingy here, and I occasionally I would be lying if I said I hadn't smacked this connection off the bottom of my desk a few, maybe 10,000 times.
It looks like you got an XLR port on the bottom of that switch.
I do. I need to get an XLR to HDMI. That's what I need to get.
No, not HDMI. You need to get it to there's different ways. USB.
Well, I have a USB port and HDMI port that I'm using right now on my tower is what I'm saying. So I can plug it into either one of those. So I probably USB.
Yeah, you need to get a soundboard if you're going to really use XLR. Because when you switch to that, it needs power.
More things to not work.
Yes.
Great.
I just say to my husband, "It's broken. Please fix it." And it all over.
Well,
It's too hard for me.
I'm treating myself to 2 things for Christmas, and one of them is going to be a new audio setup for my computer because this one has plagued me. So I'm getting the Joe Rogan microphones, and I'm going to do the XLR, and I'm going to get a soundboard with the what do you call them? Are they amplifiers? I believe that plug in between the soundboard and the microphone. And I'm going to do all those things. And I don't know why don't you think my picture sucks on this camera?
I need to put my glasses on, so
Here.
you look fine for me.
How about now? Is the picture quality on here bad?
It's just the lighting. You've got that little shimmer
you're
on your shoulder.
Yeah, well, you're a little bright. You need to work with some settings.
Right. Well, I'm going to fix this.
And I think you need to switch from all the software that you use to just one, and it'll be a lot easier. Too many software.
I think so. I got to fix it because I got Camo running through OBS, running through
too much. Do it all in one and less problems.
Yeah, I think I got to fix it, but I will. But that's just because OBS is kind of a pain in the butt to use, and I have to be a smarter person than I am to figure. Like I figured out most of it, but I got to really go dig in, get the settings where I want them.
It's like your diet. Keep it simple.
I don't know.
Learned anything.
I don't know how to keep this simple. I don't know how to keep this part simple, but I want to.
Overcomplicate stuff.
I just plug my earplugs in and I'm talking on my laptop, like no microphone here. I know I don't sound hot, but anyway.
You guys are a bunch of show-offs. I am trying to be a podcaster and I suck at it. So I have to figure out the audio much, much better. But one of these days, right? I know. I need to go get one. For sure.
Carnivore is a way of eating, not a diet. Completely different things. 100%. Exactly.
100%.
Yep. Diet is a 4-letter word.
Diets are a 4-letter word, and diets are diets because they require.
And you're dying while you're on it.
Yeah. Well, they require willpower. Like they're 100% willpower. And, you know, we didn't get here in history because our ancestors ate through willpower their entire existence. Like everybody ate intuitively, and all of a sudden we're saying that that's the cure to this problem. The reason why carnivore works is because you eat intuitively again, and it doesn't require a whole lot of willpower.
Nuts or dairy, which of the 2 foods will be more likely to cause a return of knee inflammation, pain?
Nuts.
Both.
Dairy can.
It depends on the dairy that you're eating.
Yeah.
But nuts, definitely, I would say. So when I have nuts, oh my gosh. First of all, I don't, people are lactose intolerant, but I don't know anybody that has to get like an EpiPen for dairy. But there's people that got to get an EpiPen for all sorts of nuts.
I think nuts are high in oxalates, aren't they? Because they're the seed.
Yeah, they're one of the worst ones. And I mean, when you look at people that do those, what are those? Cashews? I think they're cashews. Yeah, I think they're cashews. Yeah, when they're taking the skin off of them, they have to wear like full-on body mask and respirators and like hazmat suits, because that stuff that comes off of those shells, those skins on the cashews, it'll like kill you. It's crazy how toxic that stuff is.
And those are my favorite too. I like those.
I know. And I used to too, but I would get sick as a dog when I'd eat them and my tongue would swell up and get sore. And it's a rough one.
And dairy can cause inflammation in your joints as well. I find it does for me, but it doesn't for everyone. Some people are fine with dairy. So, yeah, I tried taking both out of your diet and introduce one at a time back and see which is causing that.
For sure. Nuts or dairy. Okay, yeah, we did this one. Hello Todd.
Go for it.
Oh, it's Glenn from Nebraska checking in. Thanks for being here. That's awesome. Hey, Glenn, I believe, if I'm thinking this right, and I'm pretty sure I am, we met in Wyoming, and he came down and showcased some beef, I think, in the meat roundup in Wyoming. So that's awesome. It's great to hear from you, Glenn. I'm glad you're here. If you're looking for my channel, it's because I got banned from YouTube for talking carnivore, but
should be up soon now.
Another week.
Yeah, I have
Probably.
one more week. Yeah, I think our next Sunday show I'll be
Free man.
I'll be out of the clink, the gulag, the communist gulag.
Maybe it's the camera, not the content.
Let's blame it on the camera. Hey,
user.
Hey, that's what our I don't know, more gentle friends on the other side of the aisle, let's say. That's what they blame it on. They always blame it on the inanimate objects instead of the user.
If I eat dairy, I gain weight. I don't eat nuts at all. But when I eat gluten, look out, my knees and back become inflamed. Yeah.
Yeah, gluten is the devil. And yeah, I gain fluid when I eat dairy. And I'll even gain some fat, but the fluid that comes on is, whew, man, dairy makes me hold on to water. I don't know what it is about dairy, but I get inflamed with dairy. Wow.
Yeah.
That stuff. If I had to make weight for a fight, dairy.
What dairy are you eating though when you're doing this?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, my favorite dairy is sour cream because that goes on everything. Yeah. And then my second favorite dairy is Tillamook extra sharp white cheddar. I could eat that by the block. And then my third favorite dairy is Tillamook sharp yellow cheddar, which is delicious. And then I like those what do you call those really juicy matzo balls?
All those ones.
Bocconcini.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those things are delicious.
See, the problem is cheese has got so much sodium in there. That's why you're blowing up with that.
Probably so, for sure. Yeah, and especially since I don't eat salt anymore, you know, when I'm getting it through the cheese.
It's such a change for you.
I swell up like a puffer fish. Look at my face right now. That's cheese swelling right there.
Todd, your virtual background kind of smears. Yes.
Yeah. I know. Then trust me, like I can fight it and I can do this stuff and then it kind of comes down and I know this corner over here does this little thing. But I broke one of my lights, so I got new lights coming and I moved for next week or probably the week after, I'm going to have this green screen set up better and more lights and I'm going to have this desk further away. And so I got a plan to fix all of this. I'm going to try to have it fixed before our next Christmas special, which, by the way, I'm going to start promoting now. We're going to give away a lot of things, but in order to be entered into it this year, you can watch it on YouTube, but in order to be in the drawing, you got to be on Rumble. So we're spinning from the Rumble chat this year. Some way, somehow, we're going to make that work.
I'll have to think of it.
Yeah, Michael, I know you'd figure it out, but I'm just now dropping this on Michael. So there will be no freebies for YouTube because they are communists. Yeah, so for sure. But no, thank you, Charlie. I know I got to get this whole green screen thing worked out here pretty soon, and it's
I think you need to get some lower light.
Yeah, I think so too, because this is a 13-foot tall green screen. So I think it has hot spots and it's causing problems. And I have this other desk that's over here under this arm that causes problems and a weird reflection. And I need more even light, which I am an electrician. I can make this happen. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the proper kind of lights and I'm actually going to run it through. I'm going to run it through a lighting board and I'm going to make this work for real. I'm tired. I've been just kind of piecemealing it. And now I know what I want to do. So that's why I'm going to fix this. One of my Christmas presents this year is going to be fixing this studio. So for sure.
Nice. Look forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to not having. You know, this stalker, he's in here all the time hitting on you, Lindy.
Troublemaker.
Yeah. Hi, honey.
Hey, Scott.
Should be on his way home, I think.
Nice.
Diets have an ending, and that's why we failed so many times. Yeah, good point.
For sure.
How many diets have you tried, John?
Man. Probably one for every pound we were overweight.
Hi, Patty. Got lazy and fell off the wagon for about a week. Back to carnival again and feeling better. Yeah, good job for jumping back on.
Yeah.
It's hard, but you're doing it.
Yep. Just keep going, and you'll find yourself over the fulcrum point at some point, and you'll just be like, I could, but I'm not falling off anymore.
Sometimes you need that to fall off to realize how much better you felt on the other side.
That's true.
And it's a wake-up call for you.
Yeah.
Well, it is funny too, because when you do, keto carnivore and these things and you fall off, you don't get the fix out of the food that you thought you're going to get. It doesn't taste as good as you remembered it tasting. Yeah. So that's good too, to kind of know that that memory that you have is actually not really there in reality anymore to the same extent, for sure.
Jay, thanks. I recently had some nuts and dairy on the same day. After removing dairy for about 4 weeks, and the next day my knees were pretty cranky. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing what it does to you. Now, I'd be interested in finding, like, if you use like real dairy, like raw dairy, to make like raw cheese and stuff like that. If you notice a difference,
right?
You find anybody out there by you that sells raw milk or something?
Yeah, we have raw. I haven't found raw milk, but I found raw dairy. So raw dairy's in the grocery stores here. Vital Farms, I think, sells it or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so that we have full raw dairy here. I haven't found raw milk. I mean, not in the store. I can go to a farmer and be like, "Hey, can I get it from the pump there?"
I'm just curious if you would notice a difference, if it would affect you as much instead of having like the pasteurized.
So I did. I got it for my mom, and I had it was when I wasn't eating dairy, but I got mom like 4 different kinds of raw cheese, and I tried them, and I didn't notice any difference that day. I didn't gain anything. It didn't bother me at all. So I bet I could probably do raw dairy. I just I'm nervous to add anything hyper palatable because I don't want to. I'm happy where I'm at, so I just didn't want to add it in there. But I should try using it as when I'm repriming. I should try going to that instead.
That'd be my fear as well. I can't moderate it. I just want to eat it all the time. So it's best just to stay away.
Exactly. This is why I don't get all the Chris Cooking Nashville and Courtney Luna cookbooks, because I'm like,
too much good stuff in there.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't want to get back into the food culture, the old kind of food culture.
Yeah, I don't want a snack. And these things will be a snack because they're in the fridge and ready to go. So, yeah, just want to eat my meal and forget about it.
For sure.
Too tempting.
For sure. Now let me go to this next one. Sorry, I'm in Rumble because Sandra says I'm ignoring comments. Comments on Rumble. I didn't see, because Rumble comes into StreamYard now. I see one from, usually see my name as Karen. Yeah, I don't see one in here. I think you're on the wrong video, lady.
She's watching last week's.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's sending comments on last week's instead of in the live stream, because I do not have. I don't have any, and it would come into StreamYard here. Yeah, I think
only seen the one.
Yeah, I think she's watching. She's watching a last week's posted one.
Could be, yeah. We'll get your channel sorted soon.
For sure.
Yeah. Hey, B-Dog. Been watching Madison Square Gardens all afternoon. It's been great. Sorry, what's Madison Square?
Well, I mean, Madison Square Garden is a big garden in New York City. But I mean, is there a show called Madison Square Garden too?
Oh,
Or
Madison
you-
Square Garden is that where the event is for Trump.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
okay.
That's awesome. Congratulations, B-Dog. That's killer. Yeah. So, hey, if you hear bangs, take a bullet for him. Get in the way of that sucker. Hey, I would do it. I would do it. We need we need this boat turned around. So keep that dude alive, breathing oxygen. But you know what's awesome? Well, all right, I'm not gonna get
No.
political. I'm already so tired of this censorship horse crap.
Australia cancelled Candace Owens' visa for her November tour. Let's slide up YouTube. Who's
Yeah.
Candace Owens? Sorry.
Well,
I live in a bubble, everybody. Yep.
Yeah, that's politics, but she's a awesome conservative black woman that's really popular here. And yeah, screw them then, Sandra, for sure. Yeah, let's light them up. Because, well, of course they do. They can't have truth or meaning. Well, I can't talk about it because of propaganda. Yeah, come see us on Rumble next week. We'll talk about it.
All right.
I feel like they just know what to ask me right about now. Just to see, they just want to see me trip over my tongue.
Chicken makes my mouth burn with some swelling. I think it's because of the solution they put in it to make it plump or plump the breast. I do find with chicken legs.
Yeah. So, you're talking about the brine. I think so, but also I think they're just an abomination. To be honest with you, I mean, the dang chicken makes my dog have a seizure within 4 hours of eating it. So,
Mm.
there's just something wrong with it. There's something wrong with look at gluten. Gluten is one of the most inflammatory foods out there for pretty much the most amount of people. It's right up there with seed oils and sugar, right? I mean, it's in the top 3. And what gluten is a bastardized protein that doesn't fit in the nucleus receptor or whatever they say in the mitochondria or whatever. It does not fit because it's a misshapen protein. And that's why it gets collected in the body through a leaky gut and stuff. And it's just it's a protein, but it's not one that your body recognizes or can absorb. And I think that through the through the splicing of these two types of chickens that aren't that don't breed in the wild, that make chickens, that are making these Franken chickens that are growing so quickly. I wonder if the protein's not all screwed up. I feel like the protein structure is all messed up and doesn't work for us.
Look at the size of the chickens nowadays.
Right.
The size of the breast. There's no way. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So something happened. It's unnatural.
No, way unnatural. Watch Super Size Me 2 to see what they did to the chickens. That'll tell you. And isn't it odd that guy just died too?
Yeah.
So strange. I love cheese. I do too. Oh, if I had $1 for every box of macaroni and cheese I ate.
Another thing about carnivore is that our teeth are very much more healthy and get better dental hygienist reports.
That's a fact.
Gums are healthier.
I get so much hate comments from my lives because when I'm drinking Topo Chico, I don't realize it, but I always open my Topo Chico with my teeth. Everybody
scare
loses
me. Yeah.
I've been doing that since I was a kid. Well, Bachnesses have, well, I shouldn't say that, but I have really strong teeth. So I have really strong teeth. Michael, you're going to have to censor me. We're going to have to get one of those
beeper machines.
10-second dummy delays.
I'm really amazed how quickly time passes on carnivore. It was 4 weeks ago I lurked on the podcast deciding whether to take the first step. It seems like yesterday. Yeah, almost 3 years for me, 2 for Todd, and Michael's coming
15, 16 months now.
16 months.
Right. And this time was going to go by. And so no matter what you did. And the thing is, as good as it feels to be where I'm at, it also is scary to think if I hadn't made this change, I probably wouldn't be here, or or if I would, I'd be in a hospital. It'd be something terrible. So
Yeah.
it makes such a difference, right? You don't know how good it can get unless you really consistently point in that direction and try for it. That's why I'm such a big Jordan Peterson fan. When he says to lower the bar to any positive change that you can possibly muster that would make a positive change that you could do, that you would do consistently, which could be the smallest of small things, but the thing about it that's so powerful is if you just do that one thing, it might seem like the most tiny incremental step in the right direction. But the thing about even taking the most incremental step in the right direction is that you stop going in the wrong direction. Because I was going 150 miles an hour in the wrong direction, sending my straight, self into a pretty deep pit that I was having to climb out of. And so no matter how small that corrective change is, once you start going in the right direction, it's super powerful because you stop making things worse,
I'd like to hear what changes Odyssey has had in the past 4 weeks now.
Yeah. Yeah, let's give us an NSV or even an SV.
I just tried the raw cheese for the first time. Very good.
I bet.
Wow. I wouldn't even know where to get it.
It's definitely got a distinct flavor to it, but not in a bad way. It's what is that? The cheese with the holes in it?
Swiss.
Yes. You know how Swiss has a very Swiss cheese taste, that musty kind of cheese taste to it? It makes everything kind of have a little bit of that musty Swiss bite to it.
That's fine. I like it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. My favorite burger back in the day was a mushroom Swiss burger. Man, gravy, mushroom sauce. Oh my gosh, melty with the cheese. So good. Fat kid delight right there.
So it looks like Sandra's comments are not coming up for us.
You know what? I got Rumble. I got Rumble pulled up, and I'm not seeing no comments at all. So
no, there's only 2 comments on my end on Rumble. Is that what you're seeing?
No, I'm not seeing nothing at all. So maybe they're having issues with comments.
So
I'm not seeing nothing at all.
Yeah, I only have 2. I'm live. I see your podcast on my channel, and I have 2 comments, and they're both from Gray Wings 57. That's what I have. It says, "Hi Todd, Lindy, Michael. Found you on Rumble," and it says you usually see my name as Karen Harrington. Those are the 2 comments that I have on here.
I'm watching it now, and I'm not seeing nothing.
Rumble, if you're listening, you're not putting up a good performance for me to get people over to you.
It could also be a StreamYard issue too, but I'm not. Like I said, I'm not seeing nothing pop up on my.
Well, I'm on Rumble's site, like on the live
right,
site.
So am I. That's what I am. Huh. So type something in right now. Let's see if I see it on mine.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, I could just imagine.
I'll just twiddle my thumbs.
Yeah. He lost his microphone again, I think.
Oh, did he?
Oh no, maybe not. Slow typer, Todd.
Well, I was having a hard time getting to the
to the chat box.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, actually, I'm actually in his
All right, did that come up?
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah. I figured it was going to be something.
What? Yeah. All right, so that works. So I think it's Sandra right then.
I'm seeing. Okay, people are posting now.
Yeah, that was me. G'day, mate.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I don't know. That's weird. Sandra's isn't coming up.
Yeah, that's
maybe she's blocked on Rumble.
What did you say? Oh, well, you are in Australia, and maybe they don't like free speech in Australia.
That could be a thing.
Yes. Yeah.
No, they're
Hope it
trying to
doesn't.
block VPNs out there.
Wow. That's some totality. Well, I'm not going to talk about it here. Not talking. I bet you are. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I don't know. It's working for everybody else. All right. Let's see. That reminds me, I better go back and look. I'm sorry if you guys have been.
Yeah, there you go. I just posted from my channel and it's working. So,
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, Dr. Kiltz. I'm over here. I'm like, I'm not getting comments in Dr. Kiltz comments on Instagram. I love this chat. Dr. Kiltz says, I'm doing fantastic. Love this chat. We're all sharing around the globe health and wellness. So simple when you follow the carnivore lifestyle. Love you, my brothers and sisters. That's from Dr. Kiltz.
no, nice.
Thank you, Dr. Kiltz, from tuning in. You are the man.
He is. Yes.
Thank you so much. All right. Let's see here. Do we have any more questions? Did I miss anything? Did we ruin the mojo with the Rumble test?
You ruined it, Todd.
Right. Right. Oh man. There we go. Okay. Comments are coming up. This is a good question. And 110% not a fan.
Nope.
Not a fan at all. Because that means my cortisol goes off at 2:30 in the morning instead of 3:30 in the morning. And I can only go to bed so early.
Well, I like the time that we're at now because I wake up in the daylight. So, so I'm happy at the moment, but you guys are going backwards. So, yeah.
1 hour. Yep. So instead of 7:50 right now, it'll be 6:50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that the winter blues are definitely a thing. They are for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it already.
Yeah.
And it's just starting here. So
yeah, it's still lingering here. Right. Like I'm just can't wait for summer to start. Like spring has been cold. It's freezing out there now.
Jesus and Ribeyes says, hey y'all, Becky from Missouri shouting out. Thanks. Appreciate you chatting with us in Instagram, Becky. And sorry, I'm catching up on these. So here's what's funny. Okay. I stopped looking at Instagram because for the last 10, well, no. For the last week, it's only allowed me to go for a 1 hour live stream on Instagram. Well, we're at 1 hour and 50 minutes. So I thought that it timed out again and it didn't.
Well, and plus you might be more active. I think you might, if you're not active in the window, it might time you out. But so if you're active.
Oh, good point. Maybe.
You follow what I'm saying?
I do. And maybe so. Huh. I don't know. Son of a gun.
This way somebody can't play a couple hour video and walk away. They want you.
Yeah. I don't think that that's it. I think what it is because I posted several videos, live streams now. I think I've upgraded to where they give me more time now because I was active in them before. I was scrolling and clicking and saying hi to people. This time I was actually less active now and it's just running. So I don't know. I don't know how these darn shooting things work, but I'm going to figure it out.
I'll call Mark and find out.
Good. Hey, listen. Geez. Let's see. But yeah, I hate daylight saving time. Put it in the chat at what you guys think. I like the time we're at right now, not the time we're going to, is the time that I want it to stay at forever. They
talked about doing that, and I guess next year now they got pushed to. So
that's awesome.
So this might be the last time. So
I pray that that's true, but I think they're just dangling.
They've been talking about it for 15 years.
Right. Let's finally do it. Like, why are we messing?
I don't know. Yeah, we got lights now.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a permanent thing now, and we're gonna keep having different guests on, and I think it's going to be really fun. I'm quite enjoying it. I think it's a fun panel, you know. So I think live streams are the future.
So. I'm bummed I missed Dr. Hampton. It would have been nice to catch up with him, but maybe next time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I can't wait. But yeah, let us know in the chat too if you guys like the Friday night live stream panel that we do with the SBG gang. Let me know if you and guess if you like that or not. Also, let us know who you'd like to see on this channel and on the live stream. If there's any people you would like us to try to get a hold of and have a chat with, so we can ask them questions. You guys can ask them questions. It'd be fun.
They need to save daylight saving time and get rid of the penny.
Right. Seriously. What are they doing with pennies? It costs like 4 cents to make them. What are we doing? Right. I really think you could probably get rid of pennies and dimes and nickels. You know? I know what you're saying. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. And then they're going to say, why don't we just go digital? And
I know
the biggest mistake you make.
That would be disastrous. I agree. You can't go digital, but
so you got to keep
with inflation. Well, you don't.
We're going to round up.
Yeah, round up or round down, because with inflation being so high, it's ridiculous. It actually costs time and money to have pennies, right? And this is why at my business that I do when I sell things seasonally, if it's an odd number, I will say, instead of being like if it's less than $1 or something, or more than just over $1, I'll be like 3 for $2. Like I'll make them buy 3, and because I'm not gonna sit there and count out change. Everything's a round number. I have no sense at all on the end of any numbers, because I'm like, I'm not dealing with change. And then what happens is some kid will come up with a sock full of nickels and buy 12,000 firecrackers.
That's how I used to buy them when I was a kid. Save all my nickels and dimes and the pennies I'd find throughout when I was a kid walking around, and that's how I'd buy them.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. And that's what happens is I end up with socks and sandwich bags full of change. I'm like, this is exactly what I was trying not to do. But I usually tell them, and what's funny is I tell them, all right, this is like $20. You can keep all the change, but go over here and clean up some of the garbage outside. Or I put them to work for a minute and let them work it off. Right. And that would work. But then guess what? What would happen? Do you want to guess what would happen? They come back the next day with their dang bag full of nickels. Right. And I'm like, you're going to need a job here to keep me from having to take that bag full of nickels. You're on staff now, so you can make real money, so you can give it back to me for fireworks. I'm not taking your dang nickels.
I loved your Friday Night Live. Missed you last Friday night, Lindy. Yeah, that's okay. I'll be there this week though. So yeah, I missed it too. I did watch it in the car on the way home for my daughters. So I did get to hear it all. So that was good.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm quite enjoying it. I got to fix my audio problems, but I'm quite enjoying it.
There was a guest on the Joe Rogan podcast that stated heart attacks increase by 21% after the daylight savings time when we lose an hour, and reduce by 24% when we gain an hour. Sleep is important.
It is.
Wow.
You'd be surprised what it does to you. That 1 hour change, it screws you up.
That is incredible. That's strong evidence right there to keep it like it is, you know? That's incredible. Yeah.
Kind of missing the Carnivore brothers. They would be a fun guest. Are you traveling soon?
Yeah, I mean, Ashley, trying to think. We'll definitely be seeing them. Not traveling soon. I think, well, depending on how some things go, I might be in Australia here very shortly, but that wouldn't be with the Carnivore brothers.
No, I think they're going to Montana though, are they?
Yeah, I think the next time will be the 4th of July, hopefully. And they'll be coming to my neck of the woods. And then if not the 4th, well, even possibly meet Fest. Is that what it's called? In Meat Stock. There we go.
Oh,
Meat Stock in May.
Meat Fest doesn't sound like a good name to go to.
Well, none of those sound like a good name to go to when you start with meat, actually. But
they're doing Hack Your Health.
Yeah,
in
Hack Your Health
November.
definitely, and that's going to be in November. But they might be at Meat Stock in May. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out if I'm going to be in Meat Stock in May. I want to go to Meat Stock in May, but I also might be getting my birthday suit tailored in May. So I have to wait and see if I'm going to be getting skin surgery in May. But I'm kind of shooting for like a May skin surgery or sometime in there, or maybe just after. So I don't know. I got to see. And either way, if it's just after, I don't think I want to be spending a bunch of money out of town because I'm going to have a pretty big fat skin surgery bill. So I don't know. I got to see. But I don't want to go through a whole nother year with all this flying squirrel suit stuff going on. Like something's going to have to happen. So, but definitely Hack Your Health, November of 2025. I'm definitely going to be there, and the whole crew is definitely going to be there. So, thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Michael. Hello.
Hey, appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Adulting. Exactly. Adulting is rough business. Yeah, but that's always my favorite question that comes up. I was trying to I got to figure out how to do sound effects too, because when everybody asks me, because it keeps happening on Fridays and stuff too, like when they ask, do you suffer with loose skin? And I got to tell you, I was listening on Spotify the other day and John Mayer's song Gravity came up and I started laughing so hard. My dog thought something was wrong. She pretends to be deaf, but she heard me laughing because I don't know. I was just like, this has got to be the soundtrack of my life right now. Have you heard that song, Lindy? Gravity?
Yeah. No, it's a good song. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. But for some reason I never thought about it, but it said, gravity's working against me. Gravity's trying to bring me down. And I was like, this is my soundtrack right now. I gotta play this on a loop. It's
I'd have to change our intro if it wasn't copyrighted.
Right.
Will be.
Oh man, I was laughing so hard. Let's see here. We got some. You guys are looking great. Oh, thank you so much, Rich. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rich.
Carnivore Glow. How are you feeling, man? John, Arizona doesn't observe DST, daylight savings time, and it's awesome. Well, send your politicians over here to show ours how it's done, because we need to get rid of all that nonsense. It's completely ridiculous. So what happens, Cranky, then, or John, when because I can't remember, but when we fly over Arizona, does the GPS on the cell phones change, like the time?
Indiana does the same thing. They don't switch.
So, like, what happens when you go through with a cell phone? Does your time?
You know what? I never noticed it before, but the time never changed in Indiana for the fall.
That's awesome.
I remember that now. Yeah, I never paid attention.
Well, everybody else needs to step up their game then, because this is nonsense. There used to be a carnivore pioneer on YouTube, Butter Bob. Yeah, I remember Butter Bob. What Butter Makes Your Pants Fall Off channel. He was bullied off, and if you could get him on, it'd be a fabulous guest. Oh yeah, that definitely. Yeah. I remember Butter Bob. I watched all the time, because I think Butter Bob was the first channel I watched to learn how to make keto chaffles. If I remember right, he was making quite a few chaffles there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just remember the Butter Makes Your Pants Fall Off video. That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched.
He was offline.
I was a subscriber, but I didn't know he got bullied off. That's
yeah.
Huh. That's pretty sad. Yeah, we need to get him on and then help him get some subscribers over on Rumble and keep going. So definitely I'll try to find Butter Bob.
Oh, aircon just went on for the first time. Here we go, summer. Oh, send that heat down this way. It'll bypass us and go up to Queensland or something. I think we just live in the Arctic here in Melbourne. It's brutal.
For sure. Feeling great. 1 year, 3 months carnivore.
Oh,
Congratulations.
well done. Good job.
That is awesome. Trump can fix daylight savings time too. Yeah, let's hope so. Let's get him on the bandwagon. Joe Rogan should have brought up the things that mattered. like daylight savings time. For sure. Let's hope he does. Hey, Apex.
Hi there.
Hello.
Oh, the channel's gone?
Wow.
Maybe.
Oh.
All right, Michael, I need your hacker skills.
What happened?
Can we find Butter Bob's name online somewhere?
Is his channel gone, has it? Butter makes your pants fall off. Oh, that'll be sad if it's gone.
Be real sad.
I think he passed away.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, like she meant Butter Bob gone.
Yeah. I'm seeing an obituary from 2018 that he passed away.
Oh wow. Okay.
Did it say what he because I'm not wanting to disparage anybody, but I kind of remember, and I could have the total wrong guy because I'm going completely off memory. But was Butter Bob the one that was kind of a recovering alcoholic that relapsed?
I know there was one that was playing a guitar. That wasn't Butter Bob.
Oh, hold on.
Like it was a band member. I don't know.
Well, 2018 doesn't make sense because
you know what? It was a post and that's wrong. So he's still alive.
Okay, good. Whew.
Got to keep always. You just can't go with the first thing that you come up with. You always got to look.
Well, yeah, and I wasn't thinking when you first said that because I was thinking I felt like I was watching newer videos that were posted after 2018.
I think he was off, like his videos were online, but he'd left YouTube when I was started Carnivore, so that must have been all before our time.
His channel's still up there, Butter Bob Briggs.
Oh, does he have an email address on there?
Let me see if
Love Chaffles eggs.
7 years ago was his last post.
Wow, 7 years ago. That's a long time ago.
Let me see if his website's still up.
Yeah, B-Dog. I used to, when I was ketovore, I loved pizza chaffles. That was my thing. Pizza chaffles were awesome. I love those. Or you'd make cinnamon chaffles with the whipped cream that you'd make out of cream and xylitol or whatever. Yeah, and this is why keto never worked for me.
Yeah, I did buy one of those little dash chaffle makers, and I tried it once, and every one that I did, it overflowed, and I just thought this is way too messy for me. So yeah, I just couldn't do it. Yeah. So it's been in the cupboard ever since. Never tried it again.
I haven't tried Bella's pancakes, but everybody says they're a banger for sure.
Yeah, I made them for my family for Father's Day, and they love them. So Scott and Ella had honey on theirs.
I'm still talking about Butter Bob here. Was he in South Dakota?
I think he might have been. Yeah.
All right, then I'm finding the funeral home obituary. So
does he have a picture?
Yeah, there's a picture of me. Let me pull it up.
Then maybe the audience can tell me because I kind of see his face in my head, but it was a long time ago. But maybe people could tell me.
But this isn't a skinny picture of him. This is a heavier picture. So I don't know if it's an older picture that they took. Let me just.
Unless he went off Carnivore and put it all back on, if it's a bigger picture.
Let me see
here. That's sad.
But his website's gone. So,
hey, you found my Rumble. Thank you so much, Simpson. And I shall deliver. Give me a little bit of time. And
So
then
when are we doing your launch show?
I think when I got to get my YouTube channel back so that I can channel people over there. But maybe we'll start another live stream night or something, and we will have a Rumble watch party night where we gather people. That I feel like that's not him, but I could be wrong. Charlie, can you tell me? I don't think that's him.
Doesn't look like he don't look like what he looked like before on his YouTube, but years have gone by.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm really not sure. Huh. I don't know, difficult. But yeah, I think what we'll do, maybe we'll pick a night like a Monday night or a Tuesday night or something, and start doing lives and see if Lindy wants to come in, maybe Michael wants to come in, or if they don't, I know we're already do a lot of lives and we're already kind of live crazy, but anyhow, I think I will start a live night just to round people up on YouTube, and then we will have an incentive to go over and have fun on Rumble to get people using Rumble, I think is what we're going to do. And definitely when I do the giveaway for this Christmas special we're going to do, that's definitely going to be, the giveaway is going to happen on Rumble. You can watch on YouTube, but you're not going to be entered unless you're on Rumble. So we're definitely going to get everybody over that way. And then I think, I'm not going to say it just now, but I think that a lot of lives are going to be looking that way in the future that I'm on. So I think that's going to start heading that way. Because look, how do I say it here cleanly?
Watch this space. 3 words.
Yeah, with the people that are going to probably politically be in charge soon, it's going to create a lot of propaganda, and a lot of these platforms that are bought and paid for by these propagandists are going to be working overtime, just like they did during the 2020 bat flu stuff, right? That's all going to happen again, but for diet and health. And so we're going to see kind of a platform apocalypse here, I think, is coming. And so we're going to need to be on the free speech platforms, and then we're going to need to let these turn into the biased echo chambers that they are, and let them talk themselves into craziness. we go all over on the free speech platforms and get healthy, like that's what we're all here to do, and kind of point and laugh at the craziness, the snake eating its tail on the other side. That's what I'm planning on doing for sure.
Last I saw Butterbub, he had a nursery and was growing plants. He was still looking fit and healthy. Cool. How long ago was that, Kate? On Facebook. Oh, okay.
There we go. Okay. Ooh, that'd be a good place to look for Michael's on Facebook.
I don't use Facebook.
I know.
you don't pay me enough to use Facebook.
That's for sure.
Yeah, he just isn't doing YouTube any further. I think so. Bob Sir passed away. Not the real
post.
Bob.
Here's a post from him from 3 years ago. So he's alive and well.
Yeah.
It's January 5th, 2021. So
that's awesome. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, now we know, what was that platform on?
Was that Facebook?
That looked like Twitter to me, but
that was YouTube.
YouTube?
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, we'll try to get a hold of him and see if we can't get him on. That'd be fun. Just no post for young. You're having a hard go of it, Sandra. I'd stir some things up. I'm happy to stir some things up. His grandson passed and Butter Bob was devastated. Then he got a lot of horrible comments. Oh, okay. That is so sad. That is super sad. I don't know why people are such
trolls.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Okay, yeah. I am still making shuffles. I'm stalled. I need to fast and go straight carnivore again. It's so easy to slip with keto crap. Absolutely. It's my big downfall too. So I stay away from keto. Yeah.
Bob's Tennessee. Okay. Playing nursery now. Okay.
I feel like a stalkers. We're all a bunch of
We are.
stalkers.
We're going to find him, and then he's going to be like, no, go away, you weirdos. He has posts from 2023 still on Facebook.
Wow, there you go.
Man, this is how you find people. I should have had a YouTube channel when I was trying to find my ex-wife. Would have tracked her down in no time.
The fellow that has serious keto talked with him after he was bullied offline.
Oh, wow. I will have to. So that's another guy that's at serious keto. We'll have to write that down. Try to get a hold of that guy. We're trying to get a hold of Butter Bob.
So I have to put my phone number in to sign up for a Rumble. Is that right?
I don't think so.
Can you skip that question? I don't know.
I didn't.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I made a count on her.
Yeah, I don't know if I did.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. Charlie said that. It's not him. Okay. Thank you, Charlie.
Everyone's thinking.
Yeah. It says they're going for it.
Oh, there you go. Maybe you can drive over. I'll try. Yeah, drive
Road trip.
over and say, hey, you want to join 700 plus?
There you go. Say, I came a long way to tell you.
They're looking for you.
They're looking for you.
You inspired them and their pants are falling off. Help.
The community needs Butter Bob back. There we go. My church is on Rumble too, laughing out with YouTube. Nice. Yeah, they know what's coming for sure. Serious Keto is the name. His name is Steve. He's great. And I got you in Wisconsin. All right. Well, we're gonna have to track this down. We're gonna have to make this happen. We're too vested in it. We're gonna have to get Butter Bob back.
How good would that be? Mm.
It seems like a lot of people have tried to get him back, and he hasn't. So.
Well, we're gonna have to be persuasive.
They haven't met Todd yet.
Make him an offer he can't refuse. No, we'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky. You never know. That'd be fun. I don't know. We need ideas from the audience on how to get people to go over to Rumble. What do you guys think? What are the ideas? Well, let's think tank this. What would if you had to be persuaded, or if you had to persuade somebody, what do you think would work? Yeah, easy, sir. What do you guys think would work to get people over there?
Well, they obviously want to listen to your rants and they can't do it here because you get blocked. So if you want to listen to rants, you've got to go to Rumble. That's simple as that. Yeah.
If you want to, I think if you want to be making content on Rumble, you must have your number and other info. Otherwise, number not. Yeah, exactly.
Not required. Mm.
Yep, I think so too. Butterbob back.
BBB.
That's awesome. Yeah, hopefully
yes.
he is.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Sounds like he is.
Does.
Oh, it would not let me comment on your channel unless so maybe it needs to verify that you're human, I guess.
It keeps the trolls out.
Yeah. I got you. Well, I guess that's good. I mean, as long as they're not doing anything with your phone number.
Well, otherwise, people just make accounts all the time and
use
them as trolls.
Yeah, I know they do, but
we're carnivores. We're not old. We're aging backwards, all of us.
Exactly. For sure. I think we're gonna have to do that. So, photo on the nursery looks like him. That's awesome.
Cool.
found him, taking him, gonna contact him. I need some ferns delivered to my YouTube channel. 2 hours on both, last hour on Rumble. I totally agree. I think it's gonna be something like that for sure. I don't know that I think we're gonna split that up all across the board, but yeah, I think so. And then we'll do some giveaways on Rumble. We'll do some Rumbles only content for sure. And those type of things. So for sure, I look forward to that too. I represent that. Nice.
Hey, Todd, have you heard of a story online of a man that water fast for a whole year and also lost his loose skin?
Yeah, he actually water fasted, I think, for 400 days or something, or 400 and it was actually over a year. And yeah, it was like in 1957. And oddly enough, that is why I tried my first 40-day fast before even carnivore, which I'm not mad about it at all, but that is why. So in between keto, before I found carnivore, I had fallen off the wagon on keto and I was wanting to, you know how we get, right? You make a little bit of progress on a diet, you fall off the wagon, you lose your progress because you gain it back and you get inflammation back. But back then I didn't know it was just inflammation because I didn't have enough. There's too many things. I was still a dumpster fire even on keto. But so I gained the weight back. And so I was doing typical old Todd, crazy stuff. And I had heard about that guy. And I was also watching another fellow that was like 500 pounds at that time. And he had a fasting channel and he was like 200 days into a fast, right? And he had lost like 180 pounds or something. He's a black guy. I really liked his content. He's a really good guy. He was in an apartment. I wish I could remember his name, but he was doing a fasting journey and he was like 200 days into it or something. So I'd been watching him. I'd been watching that fella that lost all of his weight and it ate his skin because of the autophagy. And so I decided I was going to do a 40-day fast. And if that went good at 40 days, then I was going to go another 40 days and I was going to kind of see how far I could walk myself into this fast. And what happened was on day 21, I got sick as a dog and I couldn't figure out why. But what was happening was because I was fasting, I was, I don't know, I was consoling myself or whatever with water. And so I was drinking an absurd amount of water. And also I was not taking any electrolytes. So on day 21, I had peed out all of my potassium and then some. And I was sitting at the dinner table and all of a sudden I was having like the worst asthma attack I ever had. I couldn't breathe. And I was taking inhalers. I was using my inhalers, my nebulizer, my Advair. Nothing was working. Couldn't figure out what was going on. I was sucking in air, but I wasn't feeling good. Had to go to the doctor. And they said, yeah, you're so low on potassium that your red blood cell count dropped, because apparently if you lose enough potassium, it screws up your blood plasma somehow and it doesn't hold red blood platelets anymore. So I had tanked my red blood cell count on day 21 and they had to give me red blood cell injections, potassium injections, sent me home with potassium pills. And that little snafu there was what when I went to go do all that. And when you have a low red blood cell count, you also are immune compromised because you have a poor immune system. And that is when I caught the Rona. I caught the Rona in the hospital when I was getting treated. So then I came home, wasn't feeling good, had the Rona. When I was at home, a friend of mine that had gotten the Rona a week earlier, who was the same age as me, much healthier, he got admitted into the hospital for Rona and he died at 38 in the hospital on a respirator. And that's where my story started. And that's where I ended up with the Rona, congestive heart failure, COVID lung, real bad health, put on in like another 100 some pounds. I put on 84 pounds just in 3 weeks of fluid because my heart wasn't pumping. And that's what spun all this till I got really, really sick and way over 700 pounds and then found carnivore. And that's how I got here. But So I definitely did hear that guy. Long story short, maybe not so short.
So do you know what his starting weight was before he started his fast?
It wasn't near like us. Like
Yeah.
I think he was only like 350 pounds or something. Like I don't even think I'm still to where he started at. So, but I mean, it was still an idea that you could fast that long. But I don't think if I fasted for
Yes, we got too much.
2 years, I don't think my body's eating all this skin. It's not happening.
No.
Yeah. I can't even keep this from not chicken jurgling around over here, you know?
The gooseneck, yeah.
He did 382 day.
382. Yeah. And he lost how much? 200 and
I'm looking. I'm not seeing the weights.
and that was like in the 50s or 60s?
60s.
60s.
He started June 14th, 1965. He went all the way to June 30th, 1966. He
Jeez,
lost 180 pounds. Oh, actually, wait. Let's see. His starting weight was 456, and he got down to 180.
Okay, yeah, so he was pretty up there, but I mean, still, I was still a couple hundred, well, probably 300 off of somewhere around 300 off of both of us. Yeah, it's a whole lot of skin. When I was flying to Texas, I was sitting up there and I started laughing because my brain does funny things when I have idle time. And when I was flying to Texas, I was sitting there. I was like, you know what? One good thing about having all this skin is I think of this plane. Yeah, that was him for sure. And I'm going to tell you, he looks a little deranged in that skinny picture. Like, I don't think, yeah, for sure. But when I was in that plane, I started laughing because stupid things just hit you in the head. And I was starting to think about, if this plane goes down, I think there's like a 50% chance that I could jump out of this thing and glide my way to my destination and not miss a beat and make it okay. Anyways,
Wingsuit,
yeah, I got this organically grown, 100% authentic wingsuit that I grew. I think I'd be just fine. So, but yeah, I don't think it's coming off without medical intervention for sure. My older smart TV lets me stream YouTube, but not Rumble. We have to upgrade our TV to watch on large screen. Ah, dang it, Charlie. Man, I'm sorry. Well, soon enough, I'll have well, you can always watch on any of our YouTube channels, of course, and also I'll have it back, and then I'm gonna be nice on YouTube, but it's just all I can say is I'm not gonna mention names and stuff or anything, but I know that people that I'm talking to in the background, they're all gonna be going that same way in the carnivore world because there's an reckoning coming, right? So we're all going to try to be prepared, I think.
It's just good to have all of our content backed up on Rumble as well. That's a good place to store it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
can you cast your phone to the TV? Can you screencast your mobile phone to the old TV? I haven't tried. I don't know if you've got Rumble on my TV. Ours is pretty old too.
That's interesting. That's a good idea, though.
Yeah, you should be able to.
We have to be very careful with electrolytes. A lot of them have some form of sugar in them. Yeah.
For sure.
I've noticed there's a lot of videos about LMNT, but I haven't actually watched them yet. So do you know what's up with those?
Yeah, there was something about too much sugar in it.
So the flavored ones, is it? Mm-hmm. Okay. If I have them, I have no flavored, but
let me see if I saved something. I think I might have saved something about it. I was going to bring it up last week. I saw it.
Oh, nice. We'll look for your channel on there for sure.
Yeah, hook us up. Haven't uploaded any videos yet.
Just drinking non-carbon.
Oh, thank you. We all care about you. 3 for your health discussions. I'm a retired nurse. If I can ever help, thank you, B-Dog.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Definitely. If B-Dog, I'll be hitting you up for for IV intervention if I ever try a 300-day fast, because I'm gonna need support on this one.
So are we going to do another 5-day fast? Oh, I don't think I'll go past five days in January.
Yeah,
for New Year's,
for
like
sure.
we did last year.
I wasn't planning. I made an impulse buy when I got this new rib roast because I was planning on starting a 7-day fast today, but I blame it on Mom. She wanted Neosporin and she sent me to the place that had the butcher in it, and there was the beautiful ribeye sitting there. So I made an impulse buy and got that rib roast. But I'm gonna eat that rib roast this week, and then this weekend I'm going back on my rolling. Well, I'm gonna try 84. I'm gonna try to do a rolling 84 for 2 weeks, because by the time I get back to the first of the year, I want to be doing rolling 7 days again to keep that going. So, and the first of the year, I'm probably gonna start. I might even try that a little bit earlier, because first of the year I want to try to get down, depending on how these fasts are going. Because I was surprised I was trying to do a 7-day, and then I ended up having to do rolling 48s. And then I reprimed because I was like, I still feel like my metabolism's a little bit rough. And that's why I really went in on the ribeye. Like day before yesterday, I ate probably 8.5 pounds of ribeye in a day. And man, that actually did wonders. Like it was crazy. The first day before that, I ate 4 pounds and it was not pleasant, but I woke up hungry. I was like, oh, I did it. I flipped the switch. And so I got up and I ate 4 pounds of ribeye. And I thought, yeah, that's good. And that time, the second time I ate 4 pounds of ribeye, it settled. And then lo and behold, I did some, I think that was Friday night live stream. And I got up and I went and had another 4 pounds of ribeye. So I had 8 pounds of ribeye just on Friday. And then I had 4 pounds yesterday and I had probably 6 pounds today. So I've been ribeyeing the heck out of it, putting it down. And my mood, my energy, everything's back. My metabolism's back. So I want to sustain this for a little bit of time to make sure it stays there, and then I'm going back into the rolling fast again. So,
wow,
but it's feeling good. So to answer the question, definitely doing at least a 5-day, but I have to, depending on how these fasts go, I would like to start the New Year's with a 40-day fast if I can, because I got to get that under my belt. But I want to make sure that I'm in good fasting shape before I hop onto that again, because I just want to make sure that that's working good. So, but yeah, how about you guys? Are you guys in for a 5-day?
5 yeah, 40
I'll
plus.
No.
I'm not
5 days
I screwed myself up with the 21-day. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
As soon as the body stops losing weight, you gotta stop. You're only gonna screw yourself up by pushing it. Listen to the body when you're doing a fast.
For sure. Well, that's what I did. That's why I pulled the plug on the last one and then started. Yep. So I'm only going to make it there if I can. I'm not going to tank my metabolism any more than I already did, but that's why I'm trying real hard to get my metabolism healthy right now. Because I know I'm going to be fasting pretty hard.
So we all need to do a nice little prime over the Christmas period and then get stuck into our 5-day fast.
I'm doing my part. I'm priming like a son of a gun right now. Thank you, B-Dog, for sure. It's we're gonna get it all over to Rumble and X, and I'm gonna be spending a lot more time on Rumble and X, I think. And possibly Instagram and Facebook, because I know, I get it. I know.
That's the worst platform to begin with.
You don't know that.
I know it for a fact.
Which one?
Well, why? Instagram, and who owns it?
Okay. Well, exactly. But that's why he might. I don't think that it's genuine. Okay. But
he's blocking people even after he came out and he apologized for all the stuff that he said that he did. He's still doing it.
Right. But I think he might actually. All right. We'll talk about this on Rumble. I'm not going to talk about it here.
Are we talking about Instagram?
And
Facebook.
That's where all the trolls are, because whenever Bella hooks her account up, we get smashed with trolls on our live. So Instagram's not a good platform for nice people.
As much as I hate it, YouTube is the king of streaming right now.
Yeah, I know. I understand. It is, but of course, and that's what we're trying to knock off
I know.
the pedestal.
It's going to be tough.
Well, it's always tough.
Really hard.
A
I
fight
know.
is always tough, you know, and that's what an oligarchy is. We have to topple it. So
I agree, but
we got to do our part. Angus Barbie, a 382-day fast was a hospital monitored fast, making sure he did not become deficient in some essential components. Charlie, I wish I would have read that when I was doing it the first time. I did not. I just heard cool. I can do that. And I went straight first into it. But you live and you learn, or you did it, you don't. One of the two. You don't live and you don't learn. I'm not sure, but it definitely worked. But yeah, next time I'm going to be much more careful for sure.
I do IVs all the time, still working in my old age. Oh, you're not old. Just a number.
That's awesome. Well, we might need your help. Even
Yeah,
just
it's a good place just to store our content, and we will stay on YouTube for sure, but we'll probably do extra stuff on Rumble that's a little bit more where Todd can speak without being restricted, without the muzzle.
Right. This is silliness. Ribeye is the best. I definitely concur. And I'm starting to have a thing for Angus ribeye. I got to tell you, we'll see. Maybe it's just a change up. I don't know. It could be a phase. I'll let you guys know. Yes, safety first, 100%.
Always, yeah. X is the best. I don't think I'm on there. Well, I might have a channel, but I don't do anything on it. I think I'm one of the worst YouTubers and social media people out there.
We'll try to grow X too and see if we can't get that. I'm going to concentrate on Rumble and X first, and I'm still going to be doing YouTube, of course, because that's how you get people to your other platforms. But I want them to stop the time change. Sounds like what we need to do is have Elon Musk do that same petition $1 million giveaway thing that he did in PA, and then we'll get that dang time change we want. For sure. Yeah, I think so. We'll have to, I don't know, we're gonna have to get creative. But I liked the X space thing that we did today. It was kind of fun, or that Baker was doing. It was kind of fun to see everybody.
I posted the link for that, right? Yeah, I posted.
Yeah, you did. So that was fun. I think I'll try hopping on that more and see if I can't grow that and get some people to X, And then I definitely have to figure out Rumble. I got to figure out a lot of things, but I got to work with our tech guy here and figure out some things too, because I need to swap some software and get over to it. Look at this, a Rumble question. I like seeing the Rumble questions.
You have. I don't know what I've done there. I think I created something, and I think I have no idea. I need to fix that up once I figure out what I've done.
Are they both the same name?
Her thing is like all screwed up. She almost like wants to start all over again.
I might delete it and start all over. Hopefully I can do that. I have no idea why I've got 2 channels or how I did it. So
but are both your channels the same name?
No.
Oh, are they?
No, it's weird. One of them doesn't even have a name. So I don't know what.
I think one's a channel and one's something else.
One's like a group, probably.
A group or something, but one's got a few members, the other one's got more.
Is one your members, is one your locals and the other one your
One's a channel.
This was before locals is even part of it.
Oh.
Something happened when the account was created or something. It's weird.
It says I've got 22 followers, my channel name.
Oh, do you have your okay, so I think that's how I got lost. I finally
But it doesn't come up with it's not the channel on Rumble isn't Limitless Lindy. It's C-51497112. That's the link for it. So it's screwed up. Something screwed up on Rumble for you.
Yeah. I'll get it sorted. I'm working on Todd's first. Once I've got his sorted, I'll work on mine.
I appreciate it. I like the Friday live stream, but I can't always make the live. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it too early, too late, or is all of Friday bad for you? GLB says I'm on Lindy's with 22 followers.
All right. Well, I hope you follow my new channel when I put it up. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Found me
Great.
on Rumble. That's awesome. Because are you streaming here from Rumble, Lindy?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
I haven't hooked mine up. I'll try and get mine properly, set up, and then we'll get it done for next week or something.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Peachy. I appreciate it. Michael, you need to coach all of us on platforms and which buttons to push. That is a fact. Everybody needs a tech button pusher. It gets rough when he's not around. I'm seeing both with Limitless Lindy, one with space between Limitless and Lindy and the other without. Aha.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't, we'll figure it out. I set it up a long time ago.
Should I give a teaser of what we might talk about on Rumble next week if we do one sometime? Somebody's trying to copyright strike me. Ooh, that'd be fun to start some crap, start flinging some monkey crap around. Yeah, somebody's trying to take down all the rights to all my platform names. Give you a guess who that might be. So it's gonna be kind of funny. So yeah, we're going to war. We're going to war.
Okay.
I'm the original. There can only be one.
Curious viewers, maybe like the liquor company that buried a case of fine wine whiskey in the wilderness. Then they gave every encrypted clues every week.
Ooh.
Oh, to decipher.
Charlie, that's a funny thing. I wish. Here, let me look it up. There's a very famous guy, writer or something, that did that in Montana, and he didn't just bury a case of.
Yeah, I've heard of him before. Yeah.
Yeah, he buried. Actually, I think somebody finally found it, but it took like 10 years, and he wrote a book that had all the clues in it, but it was like $10 million that he buried or something. Let's see. Hold on, let me find it.
So you can go hide one of your roast out there, Todd.
What was that guy's name?
Charlie said the same thing. You can offer a steak.
I think they finally found it. Yeah, it was 8 million. No, that's not it. Anyways, I'll have to find it, but it was a legend here for forever. And I forget how long it was buried out there, but somebody did find it, and it really was there. And it was pretty interesting, but it was a pretty good amount. It was in the millions.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, 4th of July for families.
Huh. Like, you mean for the meetup or for just on YouTube? Lisa, what are you thinking? I don't know. I'm trying to make it happen for this, 2025. But honestly, I've been looking at the venues, and I've been looking at how long, look at how long they posted the next Hack Your Health,
Year out. Yep.
Yeah, they're over a year out. And so if I got everything locked up, I would only have 6 months to try to lock things up. So I think this is going to be a smaller one, which we're not going to, we're just going to have carnivore friends, and it doesn't mean that there won't be some influential ones but it will make it kind of fun, and then try it for real for 2026. But the show will be great, and it's going to be like more of a smaller meetup, and I think there'll still be some big names there, but like I know Bella's going to be there, and I think that when Elle already said she was going to come. So unless she's planning on leaving Chafee in Australia, I think that means he'll be here. And Kilt's already said he would come. So I think we already got a pretty good lineup. And yeah, so I don't know. I think we could get a pretty good lineup and we could do something pretty good. But I want to go. I want to make it big, you know? And so I got some plans for sure. But our 4th of July show is already for kids. We light off a ton of parachutes the kids chase down. They light off all sorts of fireworks and fountains and all that stuff. And then we have a ton of food that they already eat. So yeah, that'll already be big on its own for kids road trip. So yeah, it'll be fun. I don't show you all the, like, I only show you the fireworks that are going off over here on the video, but over here is a crew of fireworks fiend kids that are lighting fireworks off like it's an addiction. It's crazy to watch it happen. So yeah, that'd be kind of fun. A treasure hunt of sorts. Something good. We're going to do something like that, but we're definitely going to do a giveaway, and we have to figure out how to make the giveaway fun on Rumble. So yeah, we got to get the software figured out. I think I'd like to get swapped over to Restream.
Maybe we should practice next week on Restream.
Yeah,
so I feel find our feet with it. Yeah.
Yeah, Lindy's coming. One way or another.
Fingers crossed.
One way or another, we're getting Lindy here. We got to get Lindy here. She's got to see the fireworks and have smoked ribeye.
Yeah, I've never smoked a ribeye.
Yeah. So we got to get that happening, but we're going to work that out. And then somebody.
Yes.
There we go. It's always backwards from where it should be.
No, so you're going the wrong way. Yeah, Michael too would be lovely. Maybe the year after.
That doesn't look right for you, Lindy?
No.
You're pointing to nobody.
Really? So
I'm on the other side.
Your screen is mirrored, I think.
I'm pointing down at Michael.
Now you are.
No.
Before you were pointing at an angle.
You're saying this is pointing at you.
Yeah, now, that's pointing. Yes. Yeah.
Right. And to me, that's pointing away.
Your camera's mirrored.
So you're saying that this is pointing at Lindy.
Yes.
And this is pointing at you.
Yes. Now, if I put you over here, now you're pointing at nobody now. There you go. That's Lindy. Now, where am I at?
You are there.
There you go.
That's right.
That's weird. Yeah, that's exactly weird. It's completely backwards on my screen. Here comes.
Oh, Cosette, here he comes.
Did you hear her come in huffing and puffing?
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to tell me it's time for food. You're fat.
15 minutes.
You're fat and you're going to have to wait. Yeah, she's giving me the what? No.
At least she waited 2 hours and 44 minutes.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, tell her to come and say hello. We want to see her.
Cosette, come here.
Come on.
Come here. Can you see?
No.
Okay. Come here.
Oh, there she is. Oh, hi, Cosette.
You want some nummies? Who's that?
Is she smiling?
Yeah, she's like, what are we doing?
Looks like she's smiling.
What are we doing? You want some nummies? There she is. You want some nummies? Where's the nummies? Where's the nummies?
Oh.
She's like, stop it. Stop it. You're putting me on camera.
Feed
you want the nummies? Where's the nummies? Where's the nummies? You want ribeye? You want ribeye? You want ribeye?
She wants a pup cup.
You want a pup cup? Do you want a pup cup? Yeah. All right. I'll let you down, but I'll come feed you in a minute. Go on. She already had 1.5 pounds of pork today. I know you're not going to starve. I promise.
She wants to try this new roast that you got.
She goes, I smell what's in that refrigerator.
Yeah. If it's still in there.
Yeah, well, there's a reason There's a reason that I don't put it in the big fridge because she can
Oh.
open the big fridge door.
All right.
Nothing's safe in the big fridge. She can't get up on top of the steel table to get into the mini fridge
Yet.
Yeah, if I had a camera in there, you'd see her pushing over one of the bar stools over there to get up in the mini fridge and rob me blind. Let's see. All right. Yes, I don't know. We'll definitely make something family friendly because, I mean, 4th of July is very family friendly. We'll have to figure something out for sure. So,
And
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
do come over, I think my girls are coming with us as well. So I'll have my family. They're a bit bigger though. But
For
still,
sure.
family day.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Well, and, and also, let's see here. What is this one?
The boss said we have to get off at the top of the hour. Thank you all for letting us spend time with you.
Thank
Sure
you for
enjoyed.
being here with us.
Thanks
Thank
so much,
you.
Charlie.
Love to you both.
Yeah, tell Marilyn we all said hi and send her love. Appreciate it so much.
My reachback could open round door handles and Vegemite charts.
I guarantee she could. They're ridiculous. Cosette's ridiculous. She goes there. I had to when my wife and I first got divorced and Cosette started staying at home alone. She was Houdini. She did not stay in the house for nothing. I could not keep her in the house, and I couldn't figure out why. Because I mean, I had her behind the door. I'm like, how are you getting out of the door? And so I finally put a GoPro in there and I watched her, and it was like it took her no time at all. She'd literally just wrap her long poodle paw around the door and she'd start pawing on it until the doorknob spun and she'd flip open the door. It's like, had no idea she knew how to figure that out. And I thought, well, maybe just a lucky guess pawing at the doorknob. So then I locked the door so that she, like with an actual key, and I got a locking door. And I thought, I got her this time. And then I used to drive my 4-wheeler to work back then. And the shop was like right across the house, street from the house. And so the first day that I locked her in the bedroom, I went out, I locked her in the bedroom. Like, yeah, you're just going to have to get used to it. I used the bathroom on the way out, got on my 4-wheeler. As I'm driving to work on my 4-wheeler, she passed me on the road. She ran past my 4-wheeler to go to the shop. I'm like, what in the crap? How did you get out? So I had to go back and look at the GoPro camera, and she got on the bed. She leaned out over the bed and was balancing herself on the windowsill. She sat there and pawed the window open on the windowsill, knocked the screen out, jumped out, ran through the backyard, and hopped a 6-foot fence like it was nothing. Wow. And she beat me to work. Yeah.
Wow.
So anyhow, then I ended up putting screws into the windowsill so that the window wouldn't slide open. It was a slider one. So it wouldn't slide open, locking the door. And then she just went full like anarchist mode. Right. And I came home and she just tore everything up in the bedroom. She's like, all right, if I can't get out, I'm going to destroy everything. So finally, it was like after day 3, I was just like, how about you just come to work with me? And so she's been... that was the new normal. Yeah, I should see if I can find that. You son of a gun. Hey, Michael, I should see if I could find that. I'd sure love to show you. It was about... that video is 9 or 10 years old, 9 years old. And but yeah, I will try to find it. If I can find that GoPro, I'll definitely upload it because it was crazy. You know, it was also funny before this. This is why I knew she was Houdini. This is why we bought the GoPro. Is that when I was married, she had 2 puppies, Georgette and Lucius. Lucius is her boy. We kept him because he is just awesome. I don't know how he grew so big, but Lucius, by the time he's like 10 months old or 11 months old, was like 110 pounds. He's the biggest poodle ever seen. And he had a poodle face, but his fur was long and flowing. It wasn't all curly like any other poodle I had ever seen. And he looked like he had a lion's mane, but big. His head was just massive. His head was so big. His chest was big. Just an awesome dog. And Cosette just loved him. It was so funny to watch Cosette at 50 pounds and Lucius at 110 pounds. And she'd go chew him out and he would go cower and hide in the corner. She could just boss him around and chew him out for playing too rough or whatever. And then we kept Georgie because her name was Georgette, because she was a white poodle. And Lucius and Georgette were brother and sister. And we thought they'd play together. Well, I don't know what it is about the white poodles. I've never had a particularly mentally well balanced white poodle. There's something about the white pigment in them that makes them a little bit crazy. I don't know what it is, but Georgie was losing her mind. So anyhow, if Georgie and Lucius were both out in the room, they would tear up the house. So we would alternate. We had a big wire cage, a giant wire cage enough to fit Lucius in. That had these sliding locks on them. So you would take it, lift it up, slide a pin down through 2 holes, and then you'd slide over the little latch and you'd do it on the top, bottom, and middle. And we would alternate. And so one day we put Georgie in, next day we put Lucy in, and we'd alternate them. And Cosette always stayed out. Well, every time we just noticed that Lucius kept getting out. Every time it was Lucius's day, Lucius would get out of the cage. And I thought, oh, he takes after Cosette. He's figuring out how to pick locks. We got to see how this is going on. So we put the camera in the bedroom to see how Lucius was getting out of the cage. Lucius was not picking the lock. Cosette liked to hang out with Lucius. So when we would leave, Cosette would go flip open the locks and let out Lucius so she could play with him, because Cosette didn't want Lucius in the cage. Cosette did not totally care for Georgie, though. So when Georgie is in the cage, she left Georgie in the cage. But she would always spring Lucius every time. So we just stopped fighting it, and we just put Georgie in the cage, which she liked anyhow, because Georgie, if she wasn't in the cage, she'd hide under the bed because she wasn't all there. But Lucius, he wanted to play with Cosette, and they would play with balls and toys and stuff all day. So Lucius was springing Cosette was springing Lucius to play with him all day. It was the funniest thing I ever seen. It was too funny. My Pomeranian today did a perfect point position when I came up and on a flock of turkeys. That's awesome. Your Pomeranian's a pointer. That's hilarious. Great white hunter.
Yes, she does love her dad.
She does. She's been, right by my side ever since that day. That was 2000. Well, I was been 2016. She's been going to work with me ever since. And I mean, can you believe she's going on 19? Gosh,
that's awesome.
She does. She doesn't hear too well anymore.
Carnivore saved her.
Carnivore did save her for sure. She was having problems.
We put the round door Bob on to foil him. He even opened a biscuit tin and ate a huge amount of what cookies. So stoned he was lying on the floor holding on his claws.
Oh, that's funny. Almost had to take him to the vet. Poor fella.
Oh dear.
That is funny. That's funny. The worst Cosette got into was, it was like the first day. This is why I started locking her up, was because, when my wife left, she took Lucius and she left Georgie, and she took her, because we had 4 of them, Babbitt, Lucius. Babbitt was hers that she had when we got married. And she took Babbitt and Lucius, and she left Georgie and Cosette here. And I couldn't take care of Georgie, because she was crazy. So I found a breeder, or a lady that had her white poodle had just passed, and she said she knew about the kind of special needs of the white poodle gene or whatever. So she ended up taking her. And then I just had Cosette. And so I thought, well, no sense in locking you up in the bedroom when you're by yourself, because you never get into trouble. I was thinking, well, I came home, the refrigerator door was open, all the hot dogs were eaten out of the refrigerator. The butter, the dish of butter on the stove was completely ate. She ate all the butter out of the dish of butter off the stove. And she stood up on the stove. My wife used to like to bake. And she got one of those bags of 100 craft caramel things and ate 100 caramels, unwrapped each one of them individually. There was a bag of craft caramels that was open,
Right.
then 100 wrappers next to the bag that were all unwrapped, and not a single caramel in sight. But Cosette was sitting there clenched up in front of the door, shaking when I opened it. And when I opened the door, she made a beeline to the yard and just explosive mess everywhere of hot dogs, caramels, and an entire dish of butter. Which, I mean, props. She held it for 10 hours, but yeah, I was like, okay, well,
Wow.
we cannot be doing that every day. But yeah, it was pretty funny. So that was why I started locking her up so that she wouldn't raid the refrigerator while I was gone.
Right.
And instead, she started breaking out of that room and then just went full anarchist. I wasn't going to have anything left. You know, she would tear stuff up and leave it on my pillow, not her pillow, not the other side of the bed. She would rip up stuff in my room and set it on my pillow so I could see.
She knows that you're the one that locked her up, man.
Yeah, she's like, okay, this is how we're going to play this. I hope you don't like having nice things. Yeah, she outsmarted me. But she's always been that way. She's such a little blackmail artist. She comes in here when I'm on live streams. You know, I'm only on live streams 3 hours a day at most. And she always comes to me when I'm on a live stream because she knows that when she bugs me during the day and I'll just tell her to go and she doesn't need food. But a lot of time when I'm on a live stream, I'll have food over here and give it to her. So she'll shut up and not be barking into the mic. And so she's learned already that, oh, when I see him talking into that microphone, it's time to bug him to get my second breakfast out of him like a hobbit. Well,
Smart cookie.
Smart cookie. But we made it to the end. 3 hours again. We did it again. I cannot believe you guys keep tuning in to listen to this. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Hot dogs and caramels. I'll stick of mine.
You and Cosette would get along fabulously. It's her favorite too. Yeah, and you know how Cosette got hooked on those caramels is that was my mom's favorite food, and so I used to have my mom watch Cosette, and her and Cosette would sit there and eat caramels all night.
Right.
Yeah, and so Cosette got a taste for the caramels and started doing that. Bye-bye. But we will see you guys next week. We love y'all. And we will see you next Sunday, and we will start I'll be back on YouTube, but we'll get this all routed over to Rumble as well. So
sounds great. Okay,
right,
see you
guys.
everyone.
Have a good week.